ha ha ha
Ha ha
ha.
beep beep beep.
Dreaming, don't give it up, Luffy. Dreaming, don't give it up, Solo. Dreaming, don't give it up, Nami. Dreaming, don't give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
Completely different, complimentary songs.
Welcome to the Pro Crastinators. That was the intro. Welcome to the Pro
no, it wasn't.
Crastinators podcast. I'm fucking with my volume. Why am I so too quiet or too loud? I don't know. Whatever. I think my volume will automatically adjust. I'm Ben Saint, and this is Give and Take.
Hey guys.
We're after finally having a good episode last week. We're back to the regular post-death PCP arc. 2 people, nothing happening.
It's you gotta, it's like forced scarcity. It's like manufactured scarcity of the good episodes. You can't give them too many.
No, then they wouldn't get excited. Then they wouldn't pop. Then they wouldn't pog when the episode was good. They'd get used to being good.
You know, it's just like that guy says in The Incredibles. Once everyone's pogging, no one will be. You know, it's like that.
I remember. Okay. True. What happened this week? What's on the plate?
I felt like nothing happened for me. I was so confused that it was Saturday yesterday. I thought it was like Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday. I thought nothing had happened. Because nothing had happened. I'd been playing Minecraft and listening to Sean videos. Like an idiot.
I love Sean.
Yeah,
he's the only I think he's the only bread tuber that I still listen to. And only because he puts out like one video every 2 months. Not only because of that, also because he's a genius, and he's never said anything I disagree with, ever, in his entire life.
Incredible.
It is incredible. I tip my hat to him. I'm like that every week. Every week, like, Thursday is coming around, and I'm like, it hits midnight on Thursday, and then I'm like, oh, it's Friday. Oh, wait, the episode is coming out today. Okay, wait, shit, that means we gotta do another one, like, 2 days from now. No! And then, it's all, it feels shorter and shorter. The walls are closing in. The time is just speeding right along, faster and faster. My own mortality approaches.
I don't know whether it's necessarily, like, age. I think in macro scale, the age, like, minutes feel shorter or whatever. Years feel shorter the more years you've experienced.
But, years start coming and they don't stop coming.
But, like, for when you don't notice an entire week pass, I think that's more just you haven't been doing unique things each day. I've been doing basically the same thing every day. And that's why I feel like I didn't realize that the days had gone by.
Yeah, I think that's an element for me too. I worked on the game some more this week. Not as much as I want to, but I mean that's I never get as much done as I wanted to. I spent a lot of this week arguing on Twitter. That was annoying. I've been very angry this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of things to be angry about.
I had that, because I had that fucking, I mean, I guess the most descriptive word I guess you could call it would be a debate with that fucking guy, with that, my fellow Crastorian spit, Dylan Thomas, and I fucking... got so many fucking Kiwi farmers and psychopaths in my mentions all week long, because they hate me now, because I was arguing the crazy, the disgustingly transphobic opinion that Chris is trans because she says she's female. That's
But Ben, I don't like her.
That's what Ben. That's what transphobes want you to say. They want you to say that she is one of them, one of the trans people, because she's bad. And if you say that she is a trans just because she says so, then they can make fun of them. They can say trans people bad. Ben, you are evil.
You're just giving them ammunition.
Don't give. You're just giving them ammunition, Ben. You're just giving them ammunition, Ben. You're gonna fucking do this to me.
That was a real gremlin moment.
Real hashtag gremlin moment, right? Oops, sorry everyone. Just had a little gremlin moment right there. If you know what I'm saying. Oh man, I had there was that one particularly angry live wire that I got into a big thing with yesterday, but like all week I've been getting all these retweets out of nowhere, just all the random DMs from people, just like, you know, calling me a faggot or whatever, and just like, okay, I'll thanks. See, I got one today from a guy whose Twitter avatar is just Stan from South Park saying "you are cringe," so you know that ruined my day. There's no coming back from that one. Another one called me soy. That one hurt a lot, you know. That one really stung. I try not to let it show sometimes, but when people see the soy inside, I oh no, I try so hard to hide it. Yeah, so you know, like you said, when you spend your time doing a lot of repetitive shit, it goes by really, really fast. Arguing on Twitter, the time just flies by. Hours go by, and I'm just like, what have I done?
I've spent a lot of time reading tweet arguments you've been having, and being like, thank God it's not me. Thank God it isn't me.
God, I'm sorry about that. Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, like, I've been seeing what you've been going through, and it's like,
oh my God. I know, it must suck. It must suck just reading them. I mean, I really shouldn't engage. I really engage more than I should. Yeah, I guess I'll briefly touch on that debate, that quote unquote debate itself. The gist of it. Okay, I don't necessarily recommend anyone go watch it. It's not that funny. It's short and it's frustrating and it's infuriating. Basically, the argument went, Dylan. I say Chris is a trans woman because she says so, because that's what being trans is, identifying as female. Dylan says Chris is not just transgender, Chris is also transsexual, and Chris did weird stuff about being, like, Chris tried to be transsexual, whatever that means, in a weird way that is not typical, like the time where she cut her crotch, and the time where she, like, drank some, like, menopause medicine or something, and he said, like, therefore she is not transsexual because those were odd things to do. And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm talking about gender. And he was like, no, but she's a trans. Shut up, stop changing the subject. So we went, I was like, no, I'm talking about gender. And he was like, okay. So he had the same, like, two arguments that every one of these two, like, non-arguments that every one of these people have. They all think they're so smart, repeating the same, like, bullshit that isn't relevant. What was it? His two things were, like, one, she says she's trans, but she also says that she's a goddess and a Sonichu. Therefore, she can't be trans because she said some other things that are false. And two, like, she said she is faking it. She said she's being a woman, or she said she would fake being a woman to get access to lesbians. This second, okay, the first one is, like, a totally spurious, like, if you say one thing that's false, nothing else you say can ever be true.
Yeah,
and that's really obnoxious. It doesn't make any sense. It's terrible. Enough said about that. The second one, okay, Everyone says this. Everybody has this same point. They say, Chris admitted that he's just faking it. Chris admitted that he is just doing it to get lesbians. Okay. Everyone says this so much that I just assumed it was true. When someone actually tried to show me that evidence, to show me that quote, it is like one thing. It is like one time that Chris said she would like to pretend to be a girl, like, and then described like a scenario where like she had like a slumber party with other girls, right? To like to have like a lesbian slumber party or something. It was 10 years ago. It was like 10 years ago.
Oh, so just like like foreshadowing.
That's the evidence.
That's not that's so stupid.
Everybody says the same thing. They all just accept it. They're like, "Oh, she said it one time. One time she said, "Yeah, I would like to pretend to be a woman."
I mean, it
to have a lesbian slumber party.
It doesn't surprise me at all that like their arguments are based off of mostly just hearsay, and they'll believe it as soon as possible, just because they hate her and they
are
want
so
as much.
Convinced.
Yeah, they just
they are so
like,
convinced
great,
by that.
Another bullet in my gun.
They are so convinced, and so many of them repeat that same point that I honestly thought that that there would be more to it than there is. But like, oh my god, just I can't imagine. I can't imagine a scenario where like, I don't know, someone who later on realizes that they are a girl or decide that they want to identify as female. I can't imagine a scenario where before they make that decision, maybe they joke about, haha, what if I did that? Or think about what if they did that? Like, I can't, that would blow my fucking mind right there.
It's so weird because like, even if that was true though, it's like
right,
like the autonomy of the person.
It still wouldn't matter. It still wouldn't matter, like, even if it was.
How do you even know that it's insincere? You can't judge that from the outside. You can just assume based on, I don't know, nothing really. You're just guessing. And even if you could tell for exactly, like, it's so, like, getting into, like, the minutiae of, like, philosophically, what does it mean to be a gender? Or to like, identify as this or that. If you do it for X reason, is it invalid? I mean, that's a philosophical question that is not, like, an obvious yes or no answer. But they're not using it like that. They're just using it as, like, It's
just another bullet. Gotcha. It's like, I gotcha. Oh, she did it for this reason? Well, you can't do that.
You can't do that for that reason.
That doesn't count.
I've just decided that like, anybody who
I don't like
transitions
that,
because they want to have lesbian sex instead of non-lesbian sex is not actually trans,
I just think that, like, if you are a quote-unquote trans woman, and you want to have sex with other women? I don't know about that one. You can just scoot right along there, Buster. No, it doesn't count. It just doesn't count.
And you know what really annoys me? Well, it doesn't annoy me. It's just sort of notable that, like, so many of them, they have, that meme that's like the two people talking. I think it's like a version of like a progressive comic, whereas a person's like, here's how to just correct someone when they make a wrong pronoun. You hear about Christian? He, and then the lady says she, and he says like, she raped her mother.
Oh, excuse me, she raped her mother. Yes, I know.
I feel like they post that as if it's like a slam dunk or something.
They post that as though it's like, haha, wouldn't it be silly? Wouldn't it be, like, obviously, this is what you look like. And I'm like, it's just right. It's just correct.
Yeah, like,
it's literally just right.
I feel like they can't separate the idea of respecting transness and pronoun usage just as a concept, and
they literally can't.
Defending Chris Chan from rape accusations, because we don't.
It's like, it's all or nothing thinking. It's all they all are like, imagine defending rape. imagine thinking that like rape is okay. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're delusional. You're having a fucking schizoid episode right now. Like, you're literally just making shit up. You don't live in fucking reality.
You imagine if, like, oh, this is a male murderer? Huh. Probably a female, actually. I don't respect their gender.
I'm gonna call them she. Wow, I don't want this one to be one of my cis people, so I'm gonna just...
Yeah, it's bad optics for this murderer to be male.
he doesn't get to be a cis male anymore. Now he's a trans woman. Or rapist
or whatever. You know, like criminal of gender. Like, it's so transparently a transphobic, BRB. like I don't know, distraction BRB. Technique. Like, they just are being transphobic and they don't realize that some of them maybe...
Going through every murderer in history and retroactively deciding that they don't deserve human respect, and therefore I get to decide that actually they were all trans women, you know, because I'm such an ally, and I just think that it would be better that way, you know. Oh man. Wait, okay. So the thing about the quote unquote debate with that fucking guy is that he tries to you know, he does all these things about, like, oh, Chris, I don't think he actually said, like, Chris doesn't have trans dysphoria. I'm not sure if he actually said that, but I got him on, I asked him, like, what makes a trans woman a woman? And I got him to say, I didn't even have to get it out of him. He said, he was like, okay, I thought he was going to go the true scummer. I thought he was going to say, like, oh, they need to be diagnosed by a doctor. They need to have medical dysphoria or whatever. No, he didn't do that. He said, being identifying as a woman makes you a woman. I was like, okay, so Chris identifies as a woman, therefore QED. And, like, as far as I'm concerned, as soon as he said that, the argument was won. Because that's the point. If being trans is the same as identifying as trans, if identifying as trans makes you trans, which it does, then Chris does that. Therefore, she is a trans woman, and it's as simple as that. But then he spent the next, like, 10 minutes, because the video is only like 15 minutes long. Then he spends the next, like, 15 minutes being like, oh, but she says she's a Sonichu too. Like, oh, but she also says she's a goddess. Oh, but the other thing, and, like, it's all irrelevant. It's all completely aside the point. So I just called him an idiot. And he was like, and I said it. I called him an idiot. I said he was being transphobic by doing that. I said all these things, and the comments are just like, Ben resorted to insults. Ben called him a name. Therefore, he must have lost the argument, because, like, that just means he was losing. I don't know. The comments on that video are terrible. They're all like, it's all his viewers, so I guess I shouldn't expect them to be good. But it's really fascinating how, like, the majority of the comments are like, it's turf truscum shit. It's the same, like, Ben is so, it's like, Ben is soy.
Not turf, Ben, tur.
Yeah, because he chafed at me. He chafed at me calling him a turf, because he was like, "Do you know what a turf is? That means a feminist. The F stands for feminist, and I'm not a feminist." He literally is one of those.
Smugly.
The comments are all, most of them are just either an insult to me or saying, like, you know, Ben was mad, therefore he lost. Lol. Like, how childish of him to use a mean word. Oh, there was the part where he was like, Ben, there are trans people that disagree with you, and you disagree with them. You're invalidating them by doing that, and I'm just, like, mocking him, like, do trans people agree with me? Because, like, he's literally doing, like, a trans people, like, my trans friends say that it's okay.
It's okay for me to be a tur.
It's okay for me to be a tur. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, that was like, oh, he made a voice. Ben made a voice that he was, like, making fun of the other guy with his voice. Like, that's childish, and therefore he lost. He is a loser. He is soy. Anyway, most of the comments they're either just Yes, they're either just insults to me about that, or they are like, actually, it's transphobic to say Chris is trans because Chris is bad. And you're saying that trans people can be bad. And that's bad. It's transphobic to say that. So actually, Ben is the transphobic one, right? Like, that, a lot of it is like that shit. And then, but then these people who are there to, like, ostensibly because they care about trans, in a stupid and backwards way that doesn't make any sense and defeats itself. But, like, they're attempting on some level to be, like, pro-trans rights, but they're right alongside, like, the other maybe, like, 20% of the comments that are just like, haha, lol, you're both wrong. Trans people can never be men. A man can never become a woman. What makes you a woman is the ability to give birth. This whole thing is stupid.
Yeah, that was really
they're all just
annoying.
They're all just openly, like, some of them are just openly like, no, fuck trans people. They're fake. They're all faking it. They're all delusional. They should all be in a mental hospital. Like, would you see who you fucking are? See who you're in the fucking on the side with. Look around you and let's see who is on the same side of this debate and be like, oh wow, I'm arguing the same position that the people that hate me are arguing.
So just a whole cavalcade of Blair White's self-hating, maybe indirectly, but definitely not helpful to other trans people.
I called one true scum trans woman on Twitter. I called her Blair White because she was doing the same thing. She was saying, you know, like, Chris doesn't get to be trans. She's not a real trans person. And this is only hurting real trans people when you let someone be one of them because they say they are. And I called her Blair White, and she was like, she said, like, the fact that you think that calling me Blair White is an insult shows that you're the real bigot. And then we got into an hours-long argument, and later on I go and I look at her timeline, and on her time she made a couple posts about, you know, how the woke mob were bullying her, right? She made a couple posts about that, and one of them was like, why do wokies think that calling me Blair White is an insult? I would love to look like her. Right? I'd be so happy if I looked like her. Why do they think it's an insult to call me that? And I'm like, wow, you just don't look like. You literally just don't understand. I don't know what is the disconnect here. I don't know why you can't. It's like she's like pro Blair. It's like she doesn't even know what Blair White believes. It's like she like saw a picture of Blair and is like, that's a pretty trans woman. I wish I looked like, and like that was it. So now she's like a pro Blair or something. I don't know.
Very cringe.
So that was like, I did that. What was that, like on Tuesday or something? I did that. It was so cringe. The whole debate was, I mean, in my opinion, like, I got him to make the argument for me. My argument's airtight. It can't be defeated. He agrees that identifying as trans makes you trans, therefore it follows that Chris is a trans woman because she identifies as such. None of the other bullshit that he tried to say, or that anyone tries to say, like, oh, one time she said she was gonna fake it, one time, you know, she does all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. None of that matters. None of it pokes a hole in the main argument. People complained at me, like, oh, but Ben, it was bad optics of you to insult him. It was bad. And I don't know. I don't care. I still won. My argument won. If you think it was bad optics, even though my argument is self-evidently right, then, like, I don't know. Whoops. What can I do? He did the whole thing. This is a pet peeve of mine. This isn't just him. A lot of people do this, and not even on this topic. People do this in a lot of contexts. In my life, I have had many people pull this card on me, where, like, I insist on my side of the argument, and, like, for saying that I am right, and for saying that I have reason to think that I am right, they say, like, oh, you're arrogant, because that's so arrogant of you to just assume that you're right. Like, you moron. I'll use him as an example, but, you know, if this goes for any, like, you fucking moron. We're having this argument because I think one thing, I happen to be right, but I think one thing, and you think another. How stupid are you that I insist on what I think, and you're like, that's so arrogant that you think you're right. Like, what do you think? You fucking moron. Like, you fucking imbecile. Like, what are you talking about?
Like, to like hone in on that, like it's a point that you can add to your tally of like winning moves. Oh,
and
like,
there were comments that were like Ben. There were comments that were like Ben just cares too much about being right. You know, like Ben is he's just too focused on whether he's right or not. Like, what do you think I'm here to talk about? What do you think I'm here for? What did you expect me to say? Fucking idiots, man. It's all, all those comments and all the DMs and all the ats that I've been getting on and all the snarky retweets I've been getting. It's been a lot, but at the end of the day, I just remember like it's all Kiwi farmers. This is the crowd. All of my most negative and like most disgusting interactions that I've ever had online have been when it's something to do with Chris and a bunch of people get mad at me and they all act this way. This is the worst it's ever been, but it has happened other times before, and it's always this like Chris following Kiwi Farms crowd. They're just nasty. They're just nasty people. They don't care. They don't care about anything. They'll just and I just don't have any respect for them. I don't take their opinions seriously. There was one thing I want to mention, and this was very funny. It was that same person that said, calling me Blair White makes you the real bigot. Lol. She said that it was because I didn't know when it was something like when Chris said that thing 10 years ago about like, what if I pretended to be a girl and had a lesbian slumber party? Totally not an egg thing to say. She because I didn't know like that line, she said like, you gotta like learn your Christory. Like aren't you supposed to be a Christorian? Learn your Christory, lol. And then like mere posts later, so she says like, Chris identifies as a Sonichu, and all Sonichu are male. Therefore, Chris is not a woman or something. And I'm like, okay, first of all, it's really obvious. It's really obvious that when Chris says, "Oh, I'm Sonichu now, I'm Magi-chan now," she is role-playing as another character that is not her. While like she still considers Christine the person to be female. Like, it's really obvious that shouldn't conflict. Those are like two separate things, but whatever. Aside from that, learn your fucking Christory, you nerd. I just put out a lecture. You should watch my lecture, actually, because it clearly explains that there are definitely female Sonichus and male Rosachus. This is like uncontroversial. And she said, that's a retcon. That's not widely accepted as canon. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? It's in the comic. It's literally, I know it's common to accuse like Chris people of like being as dumb as Chris herself. But like, that is literally as dumb as something Chris would do. That is basically like what Chris tried to do with Slime and Punishment, where she said like, that's not the canon. This is the canon. This is her being like, no. Like, only certain parts of Chris's comic actually count. Like, the other parts don't count. Like, those aren't canon. Like, you fucking moron. You imbecile. You rube. I couldn't believe it. I just can't fucking believe these people. I have nothing but disdain for them. Their opinions are less than worthless. I just get more and more convinced that I am right the more I see what kind of person disagrees with me. Yep. Yeah.
At the very beginning, I was wondering like how many people were like, oh, the news came out and they're like, just the first thing they hear just happens to be like, should we care about Chris's gender? I mean, they're doing some weird shit right now, and people like instinctually might be like, oh geez, I guess it maybe not. But no, they seem to all be kind of already fucked. They really seem to like have a lot of problems.
They went into it with an agenda. Like if you don't know, okay, I understand if you don't know anything about Chris and you hear this person identifies as a woman and raped their mom. I guess like I can understand why what pops into your head is some like Buffalo Bill ass serial killer, right? And you're like, oh well, why would I take their word for it, right? Like, sure, but if you know anything, if you understand anything about Chris, it's not very hard. It's not very hard to see the logical idea that like Chris did these bad things, but also is like very sincere and serious about the gender thing, right? Like whatever else you might think about them. It's just simple. It's just a simple concept that a certain category of people just simply doesn't have it in them, either intellectually or spiritually, to wrap their minds around. And for that, I pity them. Yeah, what else? What else is there to say? Oh man, we're half an hour in. I didn't expect to spend that much time on it.
Well, now we never have to talk about it again, which is
I
good.
think we never have to talk about it again. Again, that people ask me, should I watch the debate? And I was like, probably not. It's not that funny. It'll just make you mad. Like,
Yeah.
no ground is gained. If you just want to hear me, like, loudly and repeatedly repeat the truth, the correct argument that that wins, I guess you could if you wanted to, but there's probably no need. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Now we never have to talk about it again. What a shit show. Oh well. I mean, I hesitate to call it harassment, but the harassment is slowing down considerably. It'll probably be a thing of the past pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll get bored. I mean,
yeah,
it was just
it's funny.
Not even a 20-minute video, right?
It's funny that sometimes someone will be like DMing me or adding me or having like they seem like really angry at me, and like as soon as I stop engaging, maybe I'll check if they were particularly vicious. Maybe I'll check their timeline and I'll see like immediately they just went back to like some like just having a totally unrelated conversation or like just retweeting hentai or just like there was one guy who like immediately after we stopped talking he went and like retweeted some hentai and was like I want her to do that to my dick. I'm like, what are you okay, I guess this was really serious for you. That guy, whatever. It doesn't matter. I could probably spend this whole episode going into the minutia of that guy was being a hypocrite in this way. This lady was being a hypocrite in this other way.
I have been doing a little something this past week. Mm-hmm. I've been streaming some more on Twitch.tv.
Don't give it up.
Give and Take.
Gibbon.
Yeah.
Streaming.
I was streaming a Dark Souls randomizer run, where you randomize all the items and all the enemy placements, and it's really fun, because you can do lots of different like settings, so you can make it so that the bosses are replaced with different bosses, but they try to like make it unique, so you're not going to get like 20 like Seath the Scalelesses through the playthrough. You can get like you'll see maybe one of each boss, like, just in the wrong place. And also you can have, like, random enemies spawn bosses instead, at a percentage. And it's been really fun. It's good. You played Dark Souls, like, hundreds of times?
I played it, like, once. I played it once.
Just once? You played it for the... Did you weren't in the Dark Souls race, were you?
No, I was not in the Dark Souls race. And frankly, I'm glad I didn't, because I saw what Nate had to do to win that shit. And I'm like, I don't know. That was like a skill-based execution that must have taken like a ton of practice.
I never could have imagined. Both you and Nate love to like grind to tears to get the perfect time on this stupid little
Yeah.
PCP show.
Honestly, yeah.
You couldn't help yourselves.
It's a shame. It's a shame that like nobody watched the Kirby race. I think I grinded so much to win that Kirby race. Nobody else took it as seriously as I did, but that was more. I mean, the Pokemon race was not really about. I mean, I did grind. I did do the Pokemon run over and over and over again. You know what? Actually, it was probably about equivalent. I spent a lot of time. I actually spent a lot of time grinding on both of those. What was the other one? There was the Dark Souls race, the Pokemon race, the Kirby race, and there was one more, right?
Was there one more? I think we had plans. I can't remember what else we did.
Yeah, I thought we did another one in between Pokemon and Kirby.
Let me have a go look.
Hmm.
Those videos were good. They're memorable. They're good videos.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, they were very work intensive. Like I spent like all week for both of them grinding that shit. The Kirby one, I had to discover the like the strat of like getting like the randomized like mix up power and then timing it perfectly to get the exact power you need for that section is like you just got to do it over and over and over and over and over again until you get it right, and then you got to execute perfectly. It was fun though.
Yeah, we only did. I
do like grinding. I do like. I guess I kind of do just like grinding shit out. Yeah. I guess okay. I guess we only did 3.
So yeah, the last one's 2017. That's the Kirby race.
Wow, 4 years ago.
It's like been a constant thing. Not constant, but like every so often I'm like, shit, those were fun. It sucks that no one can agree on what game to do next.
We did agree on what game to do next. We were gonna do Doom. But that was like a long time ago.
I mean, I would still be the editor for that, I guess, because I like doing those. They're fun to like time everything up. But then it would just be you versus Tom, which I guess is not a terrible thing. But Tom would win.
Tom would. I mean, Tom is more familiar with Doom than I am, so probably he would win. I'm bad at first person shooters also, so yeah, Tom would probably win. And like only 2 people is not as. It's not as good as like 6. I think what do we have, like 6 people on the Pokemon race?
Yeah.
There were 4 people in the Dark Souls race, and I think there were like 3 on the Kirby race.
It was Nate, Munchie, and you. Yeah.
My Kirby strat was like so advanced. It was such. My Pokemon strat too, I guess, was also extremely advanced.
Yeah, you did the funny glitch thing.
I did the funny glitch. Nate like also did the glitch thing, but he only did like the simple version. I did like the full version, like the full Brock through walls, which is like it was fun that I got to show that. Man, I still think about sometimes how like when I was doing like practice runs of the Brock through walls glitch, I had that weird visual glitch that like warped the world and then like turned my sprite into the old man sprite for a second and then like powered off, and I like am so sad that I wasn't recording because it was such like a weird creepypasta sort of glitch moment. Oh, I turned into an old man and then the whole world went like white and then I died. It was like the end of fucking Synecdoche, New York. Spoilers.
Cynic
douche. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
we could maybe get
have the same.
Like we got Gamer's Tavern. He's a gamer. Cybershell's a gamer. Maybe we could have like a PCP guest race, including Ben and Tom.
If 4 people were down to play, are you not down to do a Doom race?
Doom. I mean, I guess I could, but I like editing them. Actually, no, I did the Dark Souls one, didn't I? I participated there. Yeah, I could do Doom. Sure.
Well, if 4 people were down and committed to like, yeah, we're doing this Doom race. Yeah, I would do the Doom race.
We'd have to I'd have to think of the rules of like where we go and what version of the game. But
I think it should be Tom. I think Tom proposed the idea, and I think he had an idea in mind for it. I think it was like first level and just or or something. He had a proposal when he pitched the Doom idea. Write me in as like potentially down. Write me in as down. I am in. If 3 other people are in and we say we're doing this, then I will do it. Oh. Pog.
Well, stay tuned for that.
Pog. Maybe. Man,
I'll type it in right now. I'll add everyone.
I can't believe those 3 bonus episodes are still not out. I think Tom just hasn't gotten around to uploading them. I shouldn't point the finger, but I think it's literally just like they are made and just like, well, someone needs to upload them. But also, I said that like we need to like change the like URL or change like the change, because like a lot of like former patrons still have access to the videos, and we need to like change it so that like, you know, only the patrons get it. Like change the URL or just like or I think Tom proposed like instead of making it a playlist that is potentially like the URL can be potentially copied and passed around, make it like a Patreon master post that just like links to every episode and have that be the like the way they're accessed. I think maybe that's what we should do. Someone will just need to like rewrite the Patreon post, I guess. God, I mean, I guess I could just do that. It was just yeah, okay, so I guess I should probably just go do that. And then we can have those 3 bonus episodes. And then there'll be no problem. Including the one where I rant and rave to Cybershell for 4 hours about how much I hate Trixie. That one's good. I like that one.
I always think that way you were thinking just then. Like, I've got all these things to do. I say out loud to myself or on stream or just somewhere like, yeah, I really have all those things to do. And it's just followed by like the deafening silence of me deciding to not do them anyway, even though I'm not doing anything. I'm like, so many things I've got to do. I've got to do those things. I'm trying to be
positive. I'm trying to be positive and affirmative and be like, yes, those things must be done. I will do them.
Any minute now, I'll do those things.
I mean, you know, there are, in any given week, there are a multitude of distinct things that all, you know, are on that level where I'm like, I guess I got to do that. I guess I should do that. Okay, I better do it. And these things conflict with each other. For me, it's mostly the Phantom's Revenge game, which I finished. Okay, I made a cutscene. This was like one of the things that I had to do. Is like I basically had to program a cutscene. I made one of them. It's like very rough. It's like I sort of like roughly blocked it out in its basic like timing. So it's not a completed cutscene, but I have one cutscene like made enough that it counts, and I consider that to be a win, because this is like, okay, I can use this template of how I made this one. I can use this to make, I think there's like 3 or 4 more that I have to do, and I can be like, all right, I can just basically copy and paste this template for how I did it, and then go back through them and just kind of, you know, fill them out with like the actual nitty gritty of like how I want the sprites to move around and animate and stuff, it's a lot of work, but having the blocks in place makes it feel like, oh, the game is not in an unplayably broken state. The game is like technically playable, and it feels like it feels closer to being done having it this way. Yeah. Man, I can't believe it's been 8 months of me making this piece of shit. Okay. It gives me vertigo. It gives me vertigo when I think about it like that.
Dang, months.
Yeah.
The fuck. Yeah. I feel like
I don't know.
I've been like stationary for the whole year. Even though I have done things, it's not like a lot. Lord of Ghosts Kickstarter was the only one big thing, and even that was mostly just making the page
Yeah, I feel like that. I usually, when I'm like, I always feel like, what have I actually done this year? When I actually try to think about it, like, there are things that I have done, but like when I first think about it, I'm like, the year went by and I didn't do anything. The whole, like, most of the year is gone and I like didn't do anything. Like, what am I thinking?
I can't
It's
believe
not completely true.
my birthday has already happened this year. That doesn't make sense. It's already like summer's nearly over.
Yeah. Summer has come at last. The year has gone so fast. Wake
I'm
me
gonna
up
cry.
when September ends. You know how? You know, that's how it do. That's how it be sometimes.
And then October ends, and then November ends, and then December ends. Oh, Christmas time.
True. Have I mentioned? I'm throwing out this there. Have I talked about my bit on Twitter where I will pay people to unpledge from Trixie? Have I mentioned that on the PCP?
I don't think so.
Okay, I want to make that. I want to announce that here again. Nobody's taken me up on this offer. I don't understand. One guy took me up on the offer, and then
I think most people who are pledged to Trixie do not follow Ben Saint on Twitter. I
know.
have a feeling.
I know. But one guy was like, I was gonna unpledge anyway. I'm a $1 pledger, and I was gonna unpledge anyway. And I was like, great, I'll give you $2 to do it now. And then the next day, I saw her pledges went down like $15, and I'm just like, if that guy, whoever that was, if they had just told me I'm gonna do that, I would have given them like $20 just to say that, like, I paid him to do it. It would have been worth it to me. I would have loved it. Everyone would have benefited. Nobody loses in this situation.
How many man hours have gone into Trixie spite, do you think?
Well, I mean, geez, let me think. Since like March or whatever, it's been like 5 months. Probably spend a few hours a week on it.
How many Phantom's Revenges could have been made with that?
a small fraction of one. A small fraction of one. People get on my case. People get on my case on Twitter, and they're like, "Ben, this is too spiteful. Ben, this is like, no,
it's
Ben,
not about
like,
the amount of spite. For me,
don't attack the Patreon, Ben. No, she needs that money, Ben. Like, no, she's in a rough spot. You know, she's going through a rough time. You know, you can't, like, that's her livelihood." I'm like, oh my god, you fucking idiot, you fucking simp. Gee, yeah, if someone didn't have their Patreon money, in addition to their, like, you know, ad revenue and their Substack revenue and like all these other, like, passive streams of income that the average person doesn't have, if she were to lose a small fraction of that, like, God, I don't know what she would do. I don't know what she could possibly do, right? Like, living with her parents, not paying rent, getting an allowance, on top of all these other free money that people just give her, that she just makes from the internet. Like, it would be like, oh my god, what if she, like that would just be, it would be, it's tragic. Like, you can't do that. You can't do that. It's not, it's cruel. It's cruel, Ben. You're going after her livelihood. Fuck off. God.
Yeah.
Imagine not having that. Imagine having to, like, get a job or something. Like, what? Damn. If she had to get a job or something, like, that would just be the worst thing imaginable. That would be the fate worse than death, honestly.
It's back to the Radio Shack. Wait, no. What was it? It was the Target. She worked at a Target.
Yeah, Target.
Full circle.
One person. I mean, that's what I want. I mean, I joke. I joke because I don't actually have the power to make that happen, but if I could snap my fingers and make that happen, I would. That is what I want. Let there be no ambiguity there. One guy really offended me. And I hope he's not listening now, because I don't really care to call a person out, but I do want to mention that there's one train of thought. One person was like, G Ben, you know, I think your criticisms are valid, but I just can't help but wonder, like, what if she kills herself and commits suicide over this bullying? Frowny face.
Yeah,
he didn't exactly phrase it as like you were actually kind of like killing her. You were actually kind of like forcing her to kill herself, Ben. Like by like being mean to her on Twitter. But like the implication was there. And I went off on that guy because I think that's a genuinely like diseased way to think. Like I think that was like some sick shit to say on the internet.
Yeah, to put that on someone like casually as well. I think I read it. It was like
it made me feel nauseous.
Like, honestly, I don't. Like when you confronted them, they were like, I didn't mean anything. I was just saying it could happen. You know.
That guy did. I told him that I think he's a sick fuck and he needs therapy, which I do. And he like kind of apologized, but like frankly, it was a tepid apology when like he needed to be like ashamed of himself. And he wasn't significantly like disgusted and embarrassed with his own behavior. So I kind of felt like I wouldn't call it mission accomplished there. I didn't quite impress upon him, like just how like vile such behavior is. But oh well, you can't win them all.
Yeah, I mean, with regards to people giving you shit about it, I don't really mind the spite so much as the fact that you are wasting time on it because it's not doing. I mean, I guess you could say
that's
that
fair.
One guy unpledged, but I feel like people are unpledging for other reasons than Ben Saint's like funny tweet.
Well,
like brigade.
obviously, because they're not even coming and telling me and getting their fucking free money.
Yeah, so
it's
like,
free real estate.
I don't know. You say you enjoy it. Maybe you do. Maybe it's fine. I just I feel like such things are just bad generally. Like being on Twitter a lot is clearly not a good thing to do.
I understand. Yeah. I mean, if I could just be, you know, a perfectly logical, rational person, probably the thing to do would be like, you know, if I don't like someone, I just shouldn't. Well, you know, it was kind of spurred on this week by the big reveal. Trixie finally was disgusted enough with the people that like her content to just announce like, oh yeah, I deleted it. The Brony lecture, it's gone. I deleted it. Fuck you. You're never getting it. So you know, this was there was a moment of like renewed like ooh about that. So that kind of kicked me. That kind of kicked me back into high gear with it this week. You know, I mean, you're right. It's like I think it's the Buddhist saying, you know, when holding on to anger is like being spite is like it's like holding on to a hot coal in your hand, thinking that like you'll throw it at someone, right?
Some of that is like poisoning yourself, hoping that they'll die or something.
Yeah, something like that. I understand, but since I'm not a fully rational being, I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad because I truly don't think it's acceptable the way she's behaved, and so I might as well, I don't know, make a funny bit out of it. If there's no way out of it, I might as well make content out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No wasted content here.
Like I can't like moral like high ground this because I find it funny as well.
It would be it would be. I think it's really funny. I think it's really funny that I can that one guy actually took me up on it. I wish more would, but the fact that even one did it, I'm like, okay, that's the bit was worth it. Offer's still open though. Offer will remain open. Offer will remain open until she is back to working at Target or bagging groceries. That is the end game, unironically. It is the end game, but I know that I don't have the power to do it alone. So you all have to lend me your energy. Yes, you all have to lend me your energy with this one. We have to do it together, comrades.
Well,
yeah,
good.
Brony lecture deleted. Oh, there was a funny thing. I had made before she announced that like I deleted it. It's never happening. Lol. I had made the tier list, the lecture tier list, and I had thrown in the little Easter egg in there where I didn't mention it, but I put I made a fake thumbnail, and I put the fake thumbnail of the Brony lecture into the tier list, and I put it I put it in A rank, just so that like anyone who was making it would be like, wait a minute, which one is this? Which one is this? And some people actually fell for it. Some people actually were like, oh, like wait, the bro, like they recognized what it was, and they thought it meant that that was out.
Sigh.
And that yeah, and then I changed my Twitter handle to Brony Lecture Truther, and I started posting like conspiracy posts about like, wait a minute, but it was referenced in the tier list. It's in the tier list, which was before she said that she deleted it. So like, where did it go? Like, why is there a thumbnail? Like, there wouldn't be a thumbnail if it weren't posted somewhere. Like, oh, who's hiding the truth? It's a COVID-19 vaccination conspiracy. It's Bill Gates. It's Bill Gates trying to silence her. You know.
Bill Gates deleted because he has the power to like delete files off of any Windows computer.
Yes, true. He has the kill switch. I had some fun with it. But boy, am I upset. I kind of thought, you know, this whole time I have known, like, there is a chance that Trixie has deleted the Brony lecture and just never thought that it was worth mentioning. But I decided that, like, on the off chance that maybe she hasn't, maybe it's worth needling her about, like, you know, why not post the Brony lecture? Your channel is in the fucking toilet. A lot of people want to see the Brony lecture. Why not post the Brony lecture? But you know, now I guess that was just so offensive to her that now she's confirmed that no, it's gone. I destroyed it. So you know,
I feel like
mission failed, but there was a chance.
Deleted it like when she left the PCP in a huff.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
Because that was when it was being discussed, and she just never mentioned it, because why would she, I guess?
Yeah, probably. Again, though, you know, she said, when she left, she said on Twitter, she made it sound like she left because I was insisting on the Brony lecture. That wasn't why she left. She left because I said her channel was tanking and that Riley was scamming her. Which, in hindsight, I think that Riley is a scammer anymore. I think he's an opportunist, and I think that he was leeching off of her. True, but like I don't think he like had a plan. I don't think he like knew what he was doing. They just tanked the channel together on all of their own. Both of them genuinely thinking that they were like rational people doing their best.
Incredible.
If you can, I've changed my stance. That's what I think now. Lamau. Very, very, very frustrating though to see. I mean, to see her kind of twisted and manipulated like that. I don't know, but whatever. What would I expect? Ben, what if she? Sure would be sad if she killed herself and committed suicide, Ben, because of you. would be fucked up if she were to kill herself because you bullied her, Ben, and it would be your fault. Wouldn't that be fucked up? Just kidding. But seriously though. Sad stuff. Okay, what else is on the fucking docket for this week?
I got nothing. I'm sorry.
I got locked in my apartment.
Oh.
My doorknob fell off, and I was literally locked in my apartment for several hours until my roommate came home, and we were able to like do like a two-man like he manipulates the latch from the outside, and I manipulate the latch from the inside, and he pushes the door open from the outside. What I'm mixing up, but you know what I'm saying. That we finally did manage to get the door open, so now we can exit and enter. It wasn't that long, but for a while there, I was just like, well, I'm fucked. The reason why, it was when I was trying to check my mail, was when I realized the door was broken. I was trying to check my mail because I was waiting for the arrival of the next thing that I want to talk about, which is my new credit card. My new credit card, which is the coolest thing that I'm obsessed with. I love my new credit card. I love credit cards. I love credit card churning. This is my new thing. This is the best thing that's happened to me. This is like I feel like when I feel like I just bought a shiny new like, you know, vinyl like anime figurine, like a new piece in my collection. I genuinely feel like I'm like admiring it sometimes, and I'm like, yes. I feel like it's the same feeling as when you play Cookie Clicker and you buy like an upgrade. You buy like if I buy this, if I'm saving up for this upgrade, if I'm saving up for this upgrade and I finally get it, and now I get like a passive 5% bonus to my cookie production. Like, yes, I saved up for it and I got it. A passive bonus, like, oh, this is gonna pay for itself.
I forget, what's the churning thing? You like use it up real quick?
No. The churning refers to getting new credit cards just to like obtain like the sign up bonuses, and then like getting the sign up bonuses, and then just like getting a new card and repeating the process. So like, yeah, the new card I just got, it has a if I spend like a certain amount within the first 3 months, I get a $200 sign up bonus. And I got it now because like Road to Radcon is being printed, and this is why I was looking for the card, because I was like, okay, Road to Radcon is ready to be printed. I need to pay for the printing. I want to do it with this credit card. So I because I have to spend that money on this print stuff, you know, I'm going to get reimbursed out of the Radcon fund. But if I do it with this card, then that money will go towards my my spend amount, which will qualify me for this free $200 of free money for spending money. So yeah, this was my strategy, and it's not illegal or anything. It's just like optimally gaming the credit card system.
So do you have to get a credit card with a different bank or something? Surely they would notice if you're just doing it over and over again.
Well, you can only do it so often. Like, yeah, you will generally not just be approved for an infinite amount of credit cards. They will start to decline you if you apply for too many too fast. But this was the first one I applied for in a while. It just so happened to be with the same bank as the last one, just because this one happened to offer a sign-up bonus that I could qualify for pretty easily. It also... Okay, let me explain. The difference between my two credit cards is my first one did not have a sign-up bonus. But I got my first one right before I was going to print the Vapors 2 books. And it was because it would give me 2% cash. It gives me 2% cash back on everything. Anything I buy with that card, I just automatically get 2% back as credit, right? So everything is just is 2% cheaper. the new card, there's the sign-up bonus, but also on top, the first one was called Citibank Double Cash. The second one is called Citibank Custom Cash. And the Citibank Custom Cash, the way it works is, it's when you buy stuff with it, it categorizes the things you buy into, like, categories. So they're like, groceries, streaming services, transportation, stuff like that. It categorizes it into categories, and then it picks whichever category you spent the most on that month. And then the first $500 you spent in that category, it will give you 5% cash back on. And then 1%, it'll give you 1% on every other, all the rest that you spent that month. So the optimal play, now I have these two credit, and I have to combine them in a way to get optimal cashback. The way to do it is to pick what I'm going to spend most of my money on, which I think most months would probably be groceries. So I will buy all my groceries with the custom cash. I probably don't spend $500 a month on groceries, but I spend the most. So maybe I'll spend like $200 or $300 or something on groceries. And I will get 5% back on that $200 or $300. Probably not 300. Well, I will get 5% back on that much, and then I use my other card for everything else and get 2% back on everything that I'm not getting 5% back on. And like the more cards you get, the more you can like maybe kind of like min-max like what your strategy is to get like the optimal cashback rewards.
Like a very, very specific credit card for just Netflix or something.
Yeah. Genuinely, yeah. Like, maybe you have a card that just has a deal with Amazon and they offer, like, 5% cash back only on streaming services. So you just get that card and you don't use it for anything except you pay for your streaming services with it. And then you just get 5% off your streaming services. And the only problem is you just have to remember to pay the bill. I mean, with most of the time with churning, like, you get a card, you get the cashback, the sign-up bonus, and then you either cancel it or you just never use it again. So you don't have to worry about paying it back. You're just like, oh, I got the bonus, I don't need to use it anymore. No worries. I don't know, this is, like, genuinely fun and, like, fascinating in sort of the way that maybe, like, fantasy football might be to some people, where you're like meticulously like looking at stats and trying to be like, ooh, how will this work? Like, what's my strategy here? It's, I don't know. It's fucking epic, is what I'm saying. My new credit card is fucking epic.
The idea of like taking care of all of that stuff, though, I don't know. I'm not built like that.
I think it's fun. It's fun for this is like when I heard about churning, I sort of when I realized when like I kind of knew this, but when it clicked that, like, wait a minute, if you like manage your credit cards and stuff, if you do your commerce in a certain way, you can just make it more efficient in a way that is effectively just free money. And like as soon as that clicked in my mind, I was like, why don't I just do that in every way that it's possible to do it? And I went down the rabbit hole and I found out about churning, and I was like, why aren't I churning? I probably should have been churning. Well, the reason why it's only now that I'm getting my second credit card and I haven't been churning this whole time is because I've been waiting for something to require me to make a big It was the reason why I got my first one, is because I had to make that big. It was like $1,000 or $2,000 to print all those books, and I was like, well, I might as well get 2% cash back on that printing those. And then now I have to do the Radcon stuff, and I'm like, well, I might as well use this Radcon expense to qualify for a cashback bonus.
I should definitely do that for the Lord of Ghosts things I still have to order. The only thing I have right now is the pins, but all the comics and the plush needs to get got.
When I made it into my 30s, only ever using a debit card. I never used a credit card because everyone told me, all the fucking boomers in my life told me, don't charge stuff to your credit card, don't get into credit card debt. Credit card debt will fuck you. And like, yeah, credit card debt will fuck you. But just don't ever get in credit card debt. Just use it like a debit card and pay it back immediately. and then there's no risk of that at all. And as long as you're doing that, paying with credit is just better. It's just strictly better. And even more so if you're getting, like, cash back on it. So, like, yeah, everything you buy, you should be using a credit card that gives you benefits. And even more so with, like, the big expenses and stuff, like printing books and you know, like, and business stuff. I'm not sure what my next cards. I'm gonna wait a month. I'm gonna try and wait a month, and then. No, I don't know. I'll have to. A lot of the cards that have bigger sign up bonuses have, like, very hard, like, requirements to hit. Like, they'll give you, like, $500 in credit, but you have to spend, like, $9,000 in the first, like, 3 months, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do that, right? So on r/churning, there's a big, huge, like, spreadsheet of, like, okay, here are the most optimal way to, like, churn to get the maximum cash benefit rewards. But there's two problems. There's two things that, like, kind of ruin this chart for me. Is that, one, by far the most efficient, like, credit card rewards you can get are in the form of, like, travel miles, like free miles with airlines. That's the best, like, value for money. But I don't travel, and I don't use, like, air travel, so it sort of would be pointless for me to do those cards that do that. Unless there were some way to exchange them for cash, which is not always the case. And then the second one is that, yeah, some cards just have really high requirements, like you have to spend $9,000 in 3 months. I can't do that. So even though those are, like, the most efficient ones, I have to kind of, like, skip over those and just be like, okay, but, like, what can I qualify for? Oh, okay, Citibank Custom Cash. I have to spend $750 to get $200 back? Yeah, I can do that. That's easy. So I don't know what my next churn is going to be, but, like, I'll have to mull. Let me know in the comments if you've got any recommendations for cards with easy cashback bonuses and sign up bonuses that I can qualify for on a budget. It's just like outsmarting the banks. That's what it feels like. They're like, They offer you these tempting little nuggets, and they're like, sign my bargain, sign this bargain, young man, sign this deal with the devil, and we'll give you, yes, we'll entice you with free money, But, you know, they do this with the expectation that you will, like, fuck it up. You will violate the terms of the contract, and then they can be like, aha, there was a secret clause. Now you're in debt to us for life. Now we get your soul. Now you owe us all this interest. But if you just don't fuck it up. You do it exactly by the rules. You beat them at their own game. You can just get free money out of them. And it's so based. This is my new fucking thing. This is the new credit card podcast. Oh, speaking of boring money shit that nobody wants to hear about, it's time for Ben's Bitcoin Crypto Corner. Update. Everyone was wrong. Everyone was wrong to criticize me. It has, in fact, risen slightly since I bought.
Yes, I did notice.
So it was trickling down, but it had another, not a huge spike, but it spiked up above where the trend is still overall bearish. I am considering that, like, maybe this is like trading volume is kind of low, so maybe that means that this is a temporary peak, and that it is bearish. It is in fact bearish. Bearish means it's going to go down. Bullish means it's going to go up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, last episode, I thought that it had hit. It definitely had slowed down, and then it was and right after the episode, it went down, but then it shot up again a little bit. Only on Bitcoin though. On Ethereum, it's just been going down.
Really?
Well, not totally. It did go up at the same time as Bitcoin, but it didn't go quite up that much.
I guess I'll post the graph.
It's not so bad that I sold, but I am worrying. You can't help but worry. They're like, oh shit, what if it does explode out of nowhere with no warning and no, like, you couldn't have been expecting that to happen.
Yeah.
And then I would have missed out on all the money, but
this
whatever.
this is I bought in like last week at around 47K, and now it has been hovering around like 48, 49K this week, so it's up a little bit. It's not a huge gain or anything. It could crash at any moment. It could crash at any moment. But like, yeah, like is it going to crash? Is it going to go to 100K before the end of the year? Like, either one of these things could happen. And yeah, like, sure, like investing in Bitcoin is risky because it's volatile. But the flip side of that, is that like not being like this is the catch-22. Not being invested is kind of just as risky, because if you don't have Bitcoin and it explodes, you've lost money just as surely as if you were invested in Bitcoin and it crashes. I mean, I guess it's not exactly the same, because in one case your absolute number is going up versus down, but in terms of like opportunity costs, like they're pretty similar, right? So this is how I'm like, I feel like I don't know the future. It could crash. It could just keep growing and growing. It could explode again. I feel like maybe this is cope, but I feel like the sensible thing to do, they say diversify your assets, right? Like if I have a little bit of Bitcoin and it crashes, well, I lost some money. But if I have a little bit, then if it explodes, then I didn't lose out. So I feel like I don't feel like I'm being too unreasonable. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
trying to
only in
protect
hindsight
myself from FOMO.
will your reasonableness make sense.
Yeah.
Or maybe be explainable.
Next week it might go to 20, and I'll be like, well, shows what I know. God, I hope not.
I mean, if it does, I'll be happy, because then I'll be like, Pog, it's so low. Pledge, get back in.
I feel so shitty, because I was looking at it casually, like in July. I saw it approaching 30, and I considered maybe I should buy in when it hits 30. But I was like, no, I think it's going to keep going down. I'm going to buy in when it hits 20. And then lo and behold, it hits 30, hovers, bounces back, and has just been steadily climbing since then, and has almost hit 50. If I had just bought in then, when I was thinking about maybe doing it, that's just how it is. That's just how it goes. I would have been like, I would be at fucking 160% or whatever. My profits would be skyrocketing. I'd be a regular Brad Garlinghouse. But it is what it is. It is what it is, unfortunately. So, okay, that's all I have to say about that. Oh, but on the last subject, on the subject of money, on the subject of gold, I did a Noita challenge run. I did a no gold run, where I did not obtain any gold. And it wasn't that hard. It was kind of hard. But I was trying to do a pacifist run for a while, and that was really hard, because the pacifist run is annoying, because there are some things that will usually count as you not killing something, like kicking an object into an enemy and crushing them with it. I don't think that counts as killing them, but throwing a tablet out of your inventory and crushing them, I think that does count as a kill, as a deliberate kill most of the time, or at least some of the time. And I'm not exactly sure of the rules, because it's not always consistent, like whether something counts as an environmental kill and gives you double gold or not. And it's like, and the thing about the pacifist run is, you can't even kill the final boss. You have to get the thing from the final boss, not kill him, and then make your way you have to make your way to the win zone on your own, which is actually very difficult. Like you would have to dig your way. You have to dig your way to it through all this stuff. You need black holes. You need advanced stuff. So you have to be doing the pacifist run, you have to be prepared not just to win the game, which is relatively easy, but you have to be doing like post end game, like game manipulation, or not game manipulation, but like environmental manipulation stuff in order to actually reach the place where it will count you as having gotten the pacifist run. So that one was too hard. So I set my sights down lower and I did the no gold run, and I got it, baby. I fucking got it. So mission accomplished. So I'm rich in real life, but I'm poor in Noida. That's the takeaway.
Wow.
Wow!
I know what you did. I understood. I really did.
Is that... You're being sincere, right?
No.
Oh. Okay. I genuinely wasn't sure. Okay. I just didn't get any gold. I just beat the game without getting any gold.
You didn't even get any gold, for sure.
Imagine what that entails, and that's what I did.
You can't purchase any drinks.
Can't purchase any. No, can't buy any wands. You can't buy wands, but you can steal spells, and this is what I did. You can, because like when you get to the Holy Mountain, the wands are floating. You can't move the wands, but the spells, they're in like the shop area. And you can buy them, but if you dig the ground out from under them, they fall. And if they fall out of the Holy Mountain, they become free, and you don't have to pay for them. So I did some of that, where I like used Luminous Drill to dig them out and then just pick them up for free off the ground. That's a bit of a... I mean, it's not a cheat, it's in there deliberately, but that's a bit of a kind of like a cheeky little strat that they let you get away with. I didn't use it that much. I think I used it for some drills or something to like speed up my rate of fire. Oh no, there's a chainsaw. I found a chainsaw in a. I was like, well, I need that. And then I got a chainsaw running with triplicate bolt, and then with a mana recharger, and then I was just machine gunning out like triplicate bolts at a fucking blast. And then I found a glamour. I found a green glamour spell. So instead of shooting out little green bullets, I was shooting out like green like energy, like beams, like green little sparkly energy beams. And then I went up to what's his name, Colmy. I went up to Colmy and I was just eviscerated him. Those were the days. That was a good one. No, I'm done. I'm done with Noida. I'm done with all the things I had on my little talk about list. So I don't know, we could go to voicemails or what?
Yeah, I feel kind of stupid that I didn't have anything to talk about today. I'm not feeling very good either. What a terrible episode.
What a terrible episode.
Oh,
it's okay.
I'm so sorry about the terrible episode, everybody.
It's okay. As always, I carried us over the finish line. I brought the heat. I had enough, I get it. Don't worry, Gib. I got enough Twitter arguments to this week to fill a whole episode. No wasted content.
Oh, you should get even more Twitter arguments so you have even more content.
That's what it's all about, baby. This is what it's all about. Is just building a lifestyle that reinforces the toxic and like useless behavior that I want to be engaging in, that I am addicted to engaging in. I need to build my life around incentivizing myself to continue to do those things, like making content out of complaining about obnoxious Twitter arguments that don't accomplish anything. That's how you fucking do it. Yeah, let's go to voicemail.
Okay. Speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail for your voicemail to be read. Listen to. Is
true. Okay, I got the first one up here. It's called 42069. Wait a minute. I hit the download button, but it's not download.
You didn't need to download it.
Yeah. Okay, there. Yeah, I'm just doing it for my. Okay, yeah. Okay, 42069. 3, 2, 1, go.
This is Snake. Do you read me? I'm infiltrating the League of Nate Fuckers right now. They have just taken over Kabul. I was in their
Cobble?
base, but I got locked out because I had to take a leak. I'm scared Nate heads. They have a Metal Gear designed to beat other Metal Gears that are designed to beat other Metal Gears. It is called Metal Gear 6. I can't believe the United States let it get into the hands of the League. I'll do my best to stop them. If you want updates, my frequency is 420.69. Nice.
I didn't
Nice
know.
voice modulator.
God, I hope. God, they're based in Kabul.
Cobble.
God,
like Minecraft? Like
like Mossy
cobblestone?
Cobble, yeah. God, I hope the Taliban doesn't know that they all want to fuck Nate, or they'll fucking execute them. Lamau. Oh yeah.
How do we know the
current
League of Nate
events.
Fuckers is not the Taliban? Have we ever seen them in the same room?
No. Now there's a True.
It could be true, so it's true.
that's how it works. That's how. Oh, Chris could have 10 years ago concocted a plan to pretend to be a woman, and then executed it flawlessly, and even in private when no one was looking over the next 10 years. It could be true, so it's true. Oh my god. I pointed that one lady, she was like, she gave me the link to like the time that Chris said that thing 10 years ago, and I was like, it's 10 years old, you psycho. And she was like, premeditation, bitch. I was like, what are you talking about? You're insane. You're deranged. Yeah, she was like, this just proves premeditation. The fact that it was 10 years ago only proves that it was deliberate this whole time. Genuinely. Get help. Get help. The next one is a YouTube link. I think.
Oh, it's that part in Jesse's video where he yells at the thing. Endless just says funny words directed towards certain
individuals. Well, I mean, he sure did. It's funny. My hands are not entirely clean in this regard, and I cannot throw stones.
Same.
What can I say? What can I say? I mean, this is called at poorly aged stuff. Sure. Yeah. Point made. Okay, next one is called The Ruthless Aggression Arc. Wait. I didn't mean to download that. Why did I download that one? It was just a YouTube link. No, don't rename. No, delete it from my files. Okay. Next one is called The Ruthless Aggression Arc. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's time for a new Tommy J arc, because we're bored. We're bored of the last Tommy J arc. Everybody's obviously bored of it. We ate this up. We ate this fucking PCP comment show shit up. The last 7 times he did it. But this time,
it got
don't
old.
like it anymore.
It got old.
It,
I'm
Tommy
sorry.
J.
This is
Do
a minute
something
30.
different now.
This is a minute 30.
We actually didn't want you to do anything at all. Well, you know what? This is a narrative. It keeps fucking going. I keep doing this shit, and it always has to.
Do you not understand the concept of it got old? The longer it goes, the older it becomes.
The fucking Mystic Marbles guy, and there's some other repeat offenders. These people who are just like.
Okay, I get it. Other people made other voicemails that weren't as annoying. So why are you the only one that people get? Not the only one. Why are you the one that people are annoyed at currently? I don't know. Okay, I stopped listening. All right. Reflect on yourself. Next one is a fast upload link.
And then ineffectual versus intellectual.
I will say that, you know what? I wasn't gonna mention it, but I don't care anymore. Tommy J sent me a DM on Twitter wherein he claimed that, like, basically he was only pretending to be an annoying voicemailer, and like it was all a bit. He was playing a character of a terrible voicemailer.
He did a very good job.
He did a really good job. So whatever, it's fine. Whatever, and it's fine. It's great. Okay. just I don't know. I don't want to make too big an issue of it. I don't want to call him out. He's not a fucking terrible person just because he made a couple annoying voicemails, but like have a little humility, and just like when people say like I'm sick of this bit, just be like, okay, sorry. Just have a little humility about it. I think that's what's missing here. Okay. Next one is called Ineffectual versus Intellectual. 3, 2, 1, go.
You, an ineffectual.
All the best, like, deals, all the best situations you get in life are because, like, you knew someone and they were like, oh, hey, I can hook you up. Get a friend who's got a job doing that, and they recommend you, and then you get a job and you just get, like, pretty good money.
Networking. It's important.
Yeah, the reputation of specific artists, right, is what actually drives the prices.
Skill really doesn't matter.
I, an intellectual.
Fuck all these people. They're all in a big club and I'm not in it. It's all about who you know. It's all a bunch of
Those are the
horseshit.
same thing. Those are the same thing.
Ineffectual. I don't know what that would. I mean, like they're saying the clips of various PCP members saying, networking. It's who you know, and then the second one is it's who you know, and I don't like that I'm not who they know.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it sucks that's how it works, but you've got to do it. That's just sort of normal.
The first is me, me and others saying this is how it works. The second is me complaining that that's how it works. I don't. This reminds me of okay, Sean. It all comes back to Sean. Sean made it. I think it was like 2 weeks ago or something. I saw this. Sean tweeted that like. He made sort of a jokey tweet that like his guilty pleasure was like seeing like seeing incels like self-defeating ideology where they convince themselves that they are like an undateable monster because like, you know, they're like only 5'9" and not 5'10" or whatever, right? He said like that's a guilty pleasure of his, and then like a couple days later he made another tweet that was like critical of incels. He said that like, you know, he said that I don't remember what it was, but it was something to the effect of like, yeah, this incel ideology is a problem. You know, it's not rational, and you know, it's bad that people think this. And I saw people being like calling him a hypocrite and seeing like the hypocrisy is so obvious because first he said that he got entertainment from something. And then later, he said that it's not a good thing. And, like, there's no contradiction there at all. I saw so many people calling Sean a hypocrite because he said that on one hand, his guilty pleasure is enjoying seeing this flawed thing. And then the second was him saying that the thing is flawed. And those are, like, kind of the same idea. And honestly, this is just, obviously this is the same. I don't... I'm not sure how seriously to take the criticism that this voicemail is offering me, but those just seem like the same thing.
I couldn't even really tell if it was a criticism at first.
It might be. I think
both
it's a
clips
joke.
are you.
Yeah, I think it's a joke, but like, I don't know. The intellectual. I guess the point is that the second one. I honestly I can't tell if it's ironically calling the second one the intellectual point, like the intellect, like the smart thing is to say like fuck it, and it's dumb to be like, oh, you gotta network, you gotta know people, and it's smart to be like fuck knowing people, it's all a big club. Or if it's ironic and the actual opinion being espoused is the exact opposite of that. I could see it going either way. I don't know. Lamau. Let's just move on.
I mean, being not in big clubs is annoying. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, it's terrible. This is the fucking tragedy of my whole life, is that I'm not in a big fucking club. This is the tragedy of like almost everyone's life, actually, is that they're not in the big club where you get access to, you know, whatever
normal life.
Well, I mean, I have access to normal life. I don't have access to like big
Poggers
media,
life, then.
big media
Poggy's
connections
life.
or something like that. Right? Sure. Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's what it's all about. It's all about getting those poggers connections. Next voicemail is called Elwood Edwards. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I listened to Nate's new podcast, and here are my thoughts. It's a bunch of idiots talking about
Especially
things they
Cybershell.
do know about, but then
Especially
getting into
Cybershell.
topics they know nothing about, where they're contradicting themselves and spreading misinformation, just making everyone listening dumber in the process, with some cringe moments sprinkled throughout.
Okay.
So it's basically exactly the same as this podcast, and I'll be happy to listen to hundreds of episodes.
Paste.
Anyway, Crack was good last week. You should have him on more.
That was like 2 weeks. I don't know. Okay. This must have been okay. Crack's cool. Crack's a really cool guy. Crack's a really smart guy. I like Crack a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sounds like about. That sounds about like what I would expect a Nate podcast to be. So good for him, I guess. Lamau. Next one is called Alaskan Weeb. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey guys, like, fuck Trixie and all that, but also, I was listening to the, 2 weeks ago podcast.
And then it's just unrelated.
And am I the only one who finds it a little bit hilarious that despite Trixie being the one who gets plastered with labels like pedophile and all that, her ex-wife is the one who tried to sleep with a teenager? Am I the only one who's finding this little cherry on top of this disgusting Sunday to be just so good? And then the fact that she's aligning herself with the kind of people who scream save our children, when she's the kind of person that they're trying to save their children from.
I mean,
I don't know. I was just thinking.
I mean, you'll get no defense of May from me. I do. Okay, I don't know really that much about the situation. I thought that the girl that May sent those creepy like DMs trying to emotionally
Encourage a threesome
emotionally pressure this fucking battered woman into having a threesome with like her ex-husband and her together. Like, I thought those creepy emails were. I thought the girl was 18. I think Ethan was probably like fucking her before she was 18. I think might be legal depending on the state. So that's not necessarily a criminal allegation. But I thought she was 18. But I mean yeah, May is terrible, and I don't know what else to say.
May is an impressively terrible.
May is a terrible person. May is save our children, stop the steal. Big Nick Fuentes fan, big fucking white. Oh man, should I mention the tweet she made when she announced? Did I mention? I think this was this week when she announced her being pregnant. She said She said, "It never been a better time. It's the perfect time to have a baby. It's the best time to have a baby." And she linked to the census stats showing that like the amount of white people in America has declined. She's literally saying like, I need to start having babies to protect the white race. There's no subtext there. She's just out to like save the white race. This is just unironically what she's about. I really think. I know it might seem a little hypocritical of me because I was never this hard on May before. But if you used to like May, I never liked May. I never like publicly criticized her because she never like had a real opinion publicly until a certain point, and then she did. But I feel some people say like I used to like May on like the whatever their fucking side channel was called. If you used to like May, I think you're an idiot. I really think you fucked up and you need to like reflect and like think about like what's wrong with you that made you have that opinion. I really think she's that bad. Even aside from just her like nightmarish politics, she also just sucks in general. But then she's also a Nazi on top of it, so it's a real layer cake. of problems. Anything you want to add?
No.
Okay. Next
Fucker.
Next voicemail is called Toxic. 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't watch the PCP anymore. I've seen some of the most recent episodes.
Tommy.
And I'm not going to watch
It's a minute 30
of any more of it. And I'll tell you why.
This is attempted like a
The
bit
PCP
voice.
currently reminds me of a fucking high school girls clique.
I kind of want to see where he's going with this.
Pretend, oh, I'm just doing me. You just do you. Or I have my art. You have your art. And our artists, our guests, they got their art. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, just do our thing.
That's true.
You do you, girl. No, that's not actually what's going on here. It's a veneer that you use to make it seem nicer than it actually is. Because what's actually going on is that there's the king, there's the queen bee as Ben,
What?
and then everybody else is just looking for opportunities, looking for weaknesses, looking for slip-ups, things that you weren't supposed to say. And then, when the moment is right, someone strikes, and then they get clout. They're clout chasers. Oh, you're a lib, Ben. Oh, Ben's kind of cringe now. I don't know.
I
It's
have
gotta be
no
stressful,
idea.
Ben. But you made this. This is all you.
That's a bit. It's some kind of a bit, right?
I think so.
The silly voice makes me think it's got to be somewhat of a bit.
I don't know what the bit is. I couldn't really get a grasp of what the character.
The bit is.
I just feel like it's someone. Like, what if there was a character who had no idea what the hell they were talking about? What a great bit.
The bit is that the PCP is a high school girls club. Okay, so
like
he's
we
saying
pretend
that
to be nice to each other, but actually we're all here to try and like tear Ben down for clout. I guess.
Well, he said it. He said I was the queen bee. He didn't say he said there was a king, and that I am the queen bee. Who's the king? And then who's trying to tear me down? You and Tom, the guests.
Yeah.
Who?
You haven't noticed?
Of course. I'm always on. It's because I never let my guard down. It's because I never have any weaknesses to exploit. That's the secret. It's just like when you sign up for a credit card. You just never give any weaknesses for the banks to exploit. You just never fail the Faustian bargain. You keep to all the terms and then you trick them out of their money. You never let them get you. I don't know. I guess I could ponder this. I guess I could ponder the intent behind this voicemail all day, but maybe it's not worth it. Okay, the next one is an Imgur link.
It's another meme.
It's the same fucking meme. They're doing it on purpose now. They're doing it on purpose.
I like it now.
Wait, okay. We've got you surrounded. Stop drawing during the podcast. Yeah, I love drawing. Okay, you know what? Actually, this one's pretty funny.
Mage she did be drawing.
She did be drawing during the podcast. And you know what? I can't even begrudge her that. I can't.
Okay, so this time we got me for sure.
Yeah.
Then we got
you and
you.
Oh God, there's so many fucking fruit flies. Why are there fruit flies in my room? Where do they fucking come from?
Fruit, probably.
There's no. Are you calling me a fruit?
I'm calling you a person who buys a fruit. Do you not buy fruit? Is it not keto?
Sometimes I buy a tomato. That's a fruit. But I don't keep it in my room.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Okay. There's you and me, and that's got to be Davu.
Probably,
and then,
yeah. And
is
then
that
Nate? That's
I
because
guess
it's the
Nate.
sunglasses. And then I'm not really sure who that should be at the back.
Is it Trixie?
It doesn't seem like it would be Jesse.
It doesn't look like Tom or Jesse. I think it's got to be Trixie. But
yeah, it's got to be Trixie, but it's a very strange face.
It is a very strange face.
I don't know this meme. Is this a meme that this person has drawn, or is it an actual meme that other people make?
Were you on last week?
I've seen another version of this.
This is a meme. This is a meme that I saw around, like on Twitter and stuff, a while ago. I didn't really get it, and the more versions of it I see, I feel like the less I understand it. I guess I think it's like the people coming through the door are coming to get the person behind the table for
whatever
something.
They're doing,
and the person behind the table
is insane and is still doing it.
Well, sometimes it's that, but sometimes they're doing the opposite of it, or they're saying something like else. They're saying. I guess the idea is that the person. I think the intent of the meme is to poke fun at the person behind the table because they think that people are out to get them for something. So like you literally depict these people like CIA agents busting through your door coming to get you for whatever it is, right? I think the idea is that the person behind the table is crazy because like, haha, this is what you think. Like you think this is what's happening. That's my interpretation. And it's true. Lamau.
Why does the door have, like, little arms? The door frame has, like, a weird arm coming out of it.
It looks like a coat rack. It looks like a coat rack. It doesn't look like a door.
Or like a clothing rack, like a long pole.
I like Mage's face a lot in this one.
Yeah,
she looks great. She looks great. Okay. Yeah. Mage do be drawing though. Next voicemail is wait, where did I tabbed off the. Here we go. Next voicemail is called Jabroni 101. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, we're finally here, aren't we, PCP fans? A year and a half later, and we finally get confirmation of what we all should have known all along, which is that the Brony lecture files have been deleted. Tweeted, as Trixie mentions themselves. And, what were we thinking, right, guys? They gave the middle finger to the fans, and they said in the Radcon4 Discord, I don't have to respect people just because they gave me money. And, they're going to reshoot the lecture, supposedly, with a different audience. And, oh boy, that video totally won't get dislike bombed. Am I right, guys?
I mean, it's all true. I would love to see, because back in the day, because she changed her story a bunch of times. At first she said that she wanted to heavily edit the lecture. Then she changed the story to, I want to film new footage to combine with the old footage. Then it was just, I want to just completely re-record it. And
Riley will make Redcon 5. He'll produce Redcon 5, and you should all come.
I'll let my crony throw a rap concert, which Radcon 5 will be like a side attraction for, and then we'll do it there, I guess. And then it was radio silence for like months and months. And then it was, I've deleted it, Lamau. But then after she announced that she deleted it, someone asked her about it, and she said like she said something like, I've said before that I was interested in re-recording it, but it would have to be with a different audience because I won't work with Ben anymore. Lamau. She didn't mention the idea. The idea of re-recording it had been floated before. She had said she would not release the original. She wanted to re-record it, but I would really like to see her try to do it now. Because now, she doesn't even have, like, who would she do it in front of? Yig is gone. Yig is split. It's literally just her and her boyfriend living in her parents' house, just smoking weed with her mom and, like, getting a fucking allowance for living for free and smoking weed 24/7. That's
I mean,
so literally, the audience would be like her boyfriend and her parents. Like, that would be the audience.
I mean,
I'd like to see it. I would like to see it.
Even, like, the idea of redoing it does she care to tell the story again? Even
no, of course not. It's an asinine like deflection. It's just her trying to put off responsibility. It's like, yeah, I trashed the lecture, but only because I want to re-record it. Lol. Like, okay, yeah. It's just
is she gonna have
imagining her
Victor
doing
like
that.
travel all the way across the country?
Imagining her doing that is so funny that I wish it were true. I wish it were a thing that would ever happen. No, I mean, humoring the idea that she would actually do it. She would do it just like the fucking the what were they called? The Lil lectures that she did on the Yig channel, which are like look like shit and they're filmed on a phone. That it would look like that, and she would see no problem with that. With that aspect of it anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty mad about it, but you know what else is new? Fruit fly. Okay. Next voicemail?
Yep.
Is called Janess. 3, 2, 1, go.
I think it's fine for teenagers to have internet role models like Best Guy Ever, as they are growing up in the world and they need to have people to take reference from besides their parents. But as they grow into young adults, they should recognize what faults their role models have and aspire to be better than them, as well as decide what positive impact they want to have on the world.
I mean, in general, I guess I agree. In general, sure. I think Nate is a weird choice of role model, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. I get that, like, you're young and you see videos and you don't realize whether they're good or not necessarily. You just sort of like what you like.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you grow older, you should look maybe critically on your past nostalgia stuff. Not all of it's going to work. Not all of it's going to be something that you're going to carry forward for the rest of your life or is a good thing to base your life off of. So I don't know. I guess so. I guess that's fair.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, sure. I don't begrudge. I mean, I don't begrudge people. I mean, I'm old, and I still really like Sean. I guess I kind of look up to him a little bit. Like, I think he's a smart guy who I would like to emulate in some way. I mean, not like he's not my role model or anything, but I really like his opinions and I appreciate him. So I guess I don't think it's not bad to like think someone's cool on the internet. I don't know. Sure, yeah, whatever. Next voicemail is it's another image. I will post it in the chat here for Eleazar. The virgin home buyer versus the Chad Bitcoin gambler. I think this has got to be Crack versus me. I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is great because it's the right way to do this thing where the Chad is insane and not good.
The Chad is but actually kind of. Oh, better,
but actually,
it's kind of based. The virgin homebuyer has to jump through bureaucratic hoops, spends a fortune on a house with a leaky roof, props up a system that he hates. Oof. The Chad Bitcoin gambler knows it's sinful to possess money, so he feeds it to the great blockchain in the sky. His own decisions shapes his future. Banks and the IRS can't touch him because he'll never make a profit. I like my fucking acid green cyborg eye. I'm hacked into the Matrix really, really hard in this.
And you're grabbing the whole of the laptop with one palm. Just that's all the way around.
The real Bitcoiners, yeah, they have a phone in one hand, laptop in another, just holding it up with your thumbs.
Something is weird with the Chad is got a bulge, but the side, the thighs are sort of weirdly bulbous on the sides as well. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe that's a artifact from the original Chad. His original muscly thighs were like that. Yeah, I'm just kind of have lumpy hips, I guess, which is true to life, I suppose. Man, Poor Crack with his fucking home ownership. What a nerd.
Holding a receipt of all the people he has to pay.
Just being like, oh god, all these. This is the thing. When you own stuff, when you own property, it comes responsibility. When you own nothing, when you're like me, and you are bereft of property, and all you have is data, you're free. You set yourself free of these material chains.
No money,
that bind.
no nothing. Easy.
No money, no problem. No money, no problems, as they say.
What if you could churn bitcoins? What would that look like?
I mean, well, that doesn't mean you could. No, that's not. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's not. God damn it.
Churn coin.
Next voicemail. Okay. This is called Henlo Corgo 9 the Huss. This is sent from Ben Saint pisses on himels in the bathtub at AOL.com. I think that Henlo Corgo sent me a DM saying, please don't play my voicemail. I was really drunk when I made it. So
now I want to know.
So in 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, Ben. Just to start this off real quick, I would like to clarify that my pronouns are she, her, because you have had any trouble deciphering that fact, because you're super cringe and you're a boomer and you're old. And
I'm sorry, I do assume male by default sometimes.
Sarah Zed's videos are way better than yours, and they're also incredibly enjoyable to listen to. So
I don't have a problem with Sarah Zed.
Why do you think they're so much more fun to listen to? And why do you simp for Hussy so hard, even though they have repeatedly committed extremely shady business practices in the past? I love Hussy too. I love Homestuck. I love Psycholonials, but you simp for the Huss really, really hard, and it's pretty cringe. And I would just like to hear your justification for that.
It's not true.
You.
I deny the charges.
I love this podcast. I hate this podcast. Goodbye.
I don't simp. I like Hussy, and I admire Hussy as an artist. I have never defended his business practices. I said that I do appreciate Hussy more than Sarah Zed on the whole. I think Hussy has done more for the world. But I mean, that's a pretty broad claim. I don't defend any of the weird business shit that Hussy is. Obviously, Hussy is a terrible business person who runs a kind of a train wreck of a company. I think that's pretty established now. And I don't think... I've literally settled. I'm repeating myself, but just since you asked, Sarah Zed, I don't begrudge her making any of those videos. I don't think she's wrong to do it, even if the attitude... literally just the attitude in her thumbnail, because I didn't even watch the video, because I already know what she's going to say. Even if the attitude in her thumbnail annoys me, I don't begrudge her that. I don't have anything against her, even if I'm not super impressed with her. Right? She's fine. I haven't watched her new shipping video. I might watch. I was annoyed. I was annoyed to see it trending on Twitter, because it's it's just a YouTube video. Just a YouTuber released a video and it's trending news on Twitter.
I saw the shipping, the thumbnail, and I was like, the shipping wars. I'm like, okay, this can't be interesting. There's no way it's interesting. It's a people discussing people sort of video.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I mean, I can take some guesses as to what happened. Even the definitions of the words pro shipper and anti shipper, I'm not 100%. I feel sometimes I hear them called pro shippers are pedophiles, and they're pro pedo and incest and rape stuff. And I think that's what the distinction is, but I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be totally off base there. So I mean, I can imagine it's. Minerva, what's her fucking handle? Doublecasts. made that video about the fandom, the Harry Potter troll lady who did all the fake accounts of the Harry Potter fan fiction. I mean, it's probably kind of like that, like some factions agree on this thing, some don't. There's drama. There's probably false allegations.
There's drama
or something.
Constantly. Every so often I catch some, either it's like Super Smash Brothers or like some artist who was abusive, and it's just hashtags and Twitter threads, and it's like, here's a thread about this person. I'm like, it's whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I will never care.
It could be interesting. I don't know. I might watch it eventually. I haven't watched it yet. I don't know.
The extent to which these things are like big deals is never really that big. If somebody became like a serial murderer, and then I'd be like, holy shit, what the fuck? You play Smash and then you go kill 100 people? That's a bit of an interesting story.
Henlo, you say that I'm simping for Hussey. I think you're simping for Sarah Zed here, because I never said that I had a problem with her. There's no reason to be upset. And here you are. You're upset that I am not like enthusiastically like praising Sarah. So I like Hussey. I admire Hussey. I admit he is a man of many faults who has fallen short of the mark many times. And that's, it is what it is. Okay. I think that's all I have to say about that. Next voicemail is called Trixie Was Wrong. 3, 2, 1, go.
So a couple weeks ago, you were talking about the criteria for a good lecture. Which I guess my understanding of it was something you might not check out otherwise, or maybe it's not as accessible or easy to get into, but it has merits. And it got me to think about like some of the other old ideas people had for lectures that didn't come to pass. The biggest one for me would have been Trixie's Coheed and Cambria lecture. And she would always bring up the fact that she didn't think it would be a good lecture, but I wholeheartedly disagree. I've really gotten into that band as of late, and it's great to listen to, but it's not easy to get into. There's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and it would make a really good lecture if someone really went in and broke that down.
I mean, as someone who will never, ever, listen to Coheed and Cambria and delve into, the lore of, what their songs are about, I would say that is, pretty good. If it's telling a lore-based story, yeah, that's something that I would never check out for myself, but would maybe explained to me by someone who did. So I guess I agree. It sounds like it could be a good lecture, yeah. Next one is called Trixie Was Wrong, Clarification. 3, 2, 1, go.
To clarify, what I mean by a lot going on is that the quote-unquote story is across a bunch of mediums and it isn't easy to experience.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That was what I thought it was like. Okay. Next one is called, it's a little emoji. It's like a little, one concerned eyebrow over the face that's a colon and a backslash, like a face. Looks kind of concerned. Looks kind of concerned, maybe a little judgmental.
Little sus there, maybe.
Yeah.
On the brink of sus.
If you had the other eyebrow raised, then it would be sus. 3, 2, 1, go.
So I've stuck to what I said in the last voicemail I left, and I have avoided listening to the new episode of the podcast. It's Friday as I'm recording this. And, I don't know, you guys. I mean, it could be a coincidence. This is only one data point, but it feels like best Friday I've had in a few months or so. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, I guess, I get... Tommy J told me that he was a heel all along, and that it was all... But now he's leaning into the heel bit. He's going full heel turn. How long will the I don't listen to the PCP anymore bit stay fresh? Find out.
I mean, if it happens one more time this episode, I think it will have soured already.
I think... I don't know if it can even last one more ever. Next one is called Tony. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm gonna be honest, I've submitted like 5 of these voicemails already, but I never remember to check for future PCP episodes where mine might be on.
Ugh.
And besides, I close the podcast right at that part anyway, so it's not like
why do you send voicemails if you don't listen to the voicemail?
I will never hear your reaction to this.
Why?
It's just musing on the idea that no, what do you know? I'm just throwing it to the wind. How interesting.
It takes all kinds, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Next one is called Apologizing for One-Upping. Sorry, it's bad. Sorry, apologizing. G-U-Z for one-upping. Sorry, it's bad. She, her. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm sorry. I swear, I'm not an edgy 14-year-old, okay? I painted myself in the wrong light by bringing up the insufferable social media argument. I was just trying to bridge the gap between where I fell in. I was an edgy 11-year-old, okay? From what I could parse, what I did understand, I was like, hell yeah, this is funny. All right? I learned my lesson, all right? As
I never listened to the Insufferable Media podcast, so I have no opinion.
The kicking of Mumpy Jones in real time.
I have no opinion about it.
Not actually in real time, but as I listened throughout episodes, I watched him disappear, and that's made me start to realize, as Mumpy Jones slowly faded as my role model, it became you guys. And I guess just another thing I want to say is that effectively, having listened to you for so long, you guys are all basically like parental figures to me, and it's really weird.
It sure is.
Sure is weird.
Sure is weird.
Don't
fucked
all right,
up.
Here, as your parental figure, I must say, don't listen to us. Don't do that. Don't look up to us. That's really stupid.
Yeah, I would say I don't want that kind of responsibility. You learn from my mistakes and nothing else. Next one is called On Kiwi Farms Ideology. 3, 2, 1, go.
If I recall correctly, one of the things that was like downright said on Kiwi Farms was that they will misgender like trans lolcows, and the LGBT members of Kiwi Farms will be fine with it. And also the guy who runs it is also a great replacement conspiracy nut and anti-Semitic. So yeah, they clearly have an ideology, whether they want to admit it or not.
Yeah, that's the attitude of like, like all the LGBT and LGBTQ and in particular trans people that have been raging at me because like you shouldn't don't make her one of us. Don't make Chris one of us. No, keep it away. Don't let her be one of me. No, I don't. It's that same like self-hating, like gatekeeping, pick me, I'm one of the good ones shit that like is so typical of that kind of like, Kiwi Farms is a website about bullying people. So of course you go there, you get bullied. You're an LGBT freak. You get bullied. They'll let you stick around and they won't harass you, but only if you like kowtow and put up with like the fact that like they think less of you. So
if you have no,
of course that's the type. Of course that's the type, right?
Like if you're like, I don't know, sort of like think of yourself the way that they think of you, then you're like, yeah, they're right because I hate myself, they hate me. It just makes sense,
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah, they really fucking hate this like trans e-celeb. They really fucking hate them they don't accept. They think they're faking. They think they're AGP faker. Yeah, I agree too because I'm not like that. Because I'm different. Like I'm one of the real ones, right? I'm not faking like whoever, right? What more do I need to say? It's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next one is for reference in regards to the Nate head. 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, hey, Ben recognized my voice. Cool. For reference, the whole thing to the Angry Nate head was actually
Death Alchemist.
Old thing that Tom used to do back when he was right about to leave the Pony Days, where right when he was talking about the episode, he would like give the good, but then right when he would give his criticisms, he would like, say exactly what I said on the podcast, and it was just the funniest thing to me. I'm guessing you guys don't remember it, but it was something that definitely stuck with me. Just a dumb small thing.
I don't remember that at all. Do you remember what he's talking about?
I think he's referring to the time where Tom did his, like, I'm leaving the fandom portion of a video. Like he was doing a brony analysis, whatever. And at the end, he's like, well, you know what? I don't like doing this, and I'm not gonna do it anymore. And you know what? You all suck. I can't remember how like inflammatory he was. I don't think he was actually like a Jesse level like fuck you, but he did sort of piss a lot of people off, and everyone was really, really upset with him. And that was funny.
Yeah. So it was a reference to Tom's "I'm leaving the brony fandom" thing?
I think so. I don't.
Okay.
I believe the video is gone because cringe.
No,
I mean it's not cringe because
no, that's history. Don't erase history. No, bring it back.
You know what I learned
release the Tommy cut.
What I learned realized years ago. Brony Curious is like Mr. Plinkett style review of some pony episode was gone. Oh, it was of Equestria Girls.
Yeah,
that's gone. The Plinkett Brony Curious. I wanted to rewatch it. It was actually good.
You know what? Yeah, me too. I had these. I don't remember when it was. It might have been like 2 years ago or something. But yeah, I also I was going back to rewatch it just because. And I couldn't. I think I could find like the first episode somewhere. I'm not sure. Maybe it's on like a playlist somewhere. It might just be unlisted, but I couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't find it.
I guess I could ask Tom just to see if it's unlisted, if I could have a link. But it's I don't really care that much to rewatch it. I just don't like that it's gone.
I don't like that it's gone. I don't understand. I really don't understand the attitude of like. I why? Like, why get rid of it? Because it's brony related? Like, so what? Who cares? I don't know.
The whole channel is brony related.
Well, not anymore, right? It's rebranded. Or wait, did he have...
Did he
Does
made
he still
a different
have a separate channel for Brony Curious?
He had a different account called for Rebel Pixels, which was the tablet review and technology and like art thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether that was the same channel as the Brony Curious channel. I can't remember. It's been a while.
I think Brony Curious got rebranded into one of the channels. Yeah, I don't understand why you would take that down. It was I have no idea. I have no idea why. Next one is called Ben's Uwu. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ben Saint, you cannot ooh-woo. Only LGBTQA plus people can ooh-woo.
I'm plus.
You are clearly
I'm
not
super.
LGBTQA plus.
I'm plus. I'm somewhere in the plus, probably.
You do not attract a
demisexual
person as your partner. You will attract a feline. And I know you do not want a feline.
This person needs a glass of water.
They need to stay hydrated.
They need to stay hydrated.
Hydrated. Ooh. Is this my
ooh water?
Ooh. Ooh. Or is this my ooh voice? I have many. I have man of many ooh-woos. Next one is Ben's Ooh-woo Part 2. 3, more like Part 2-woo. Hey, yeah. 3, 2, 1, go.
Slight correction. Okay. You cannot ooh-woo, but you can oh-whoa.
Oh, whoa.
There is a difference.
Oh, whoa.
And it matters to people like me.
Who's people like you?
What do you mean, people like you, huh? Racist. I'm gonna keep ooh-wooing. I'm gonna keep culturally appropriating. Oh man.
Oh, whoa! What's this? Sexual intercourse?
Oh, notices bulge.
Notices an entirely nude person.
This reminds me of, there was a guy, I looked at the Trixie thread on Kiwi Farms. Speaking of Kiwi Farms, I looked at the thread like yesterday or the day before, and there's one guy on there who would occasionally post, and his thing was that he was mad at her for rapping while being white. And it was like really funny because his stance was basically so racist that he basically circled around to being woke again. Like he hates black culture so much that he protects it, that he wants to protect it from white people that want to like co-opt it because he doesn't want it to spread. Like that's his thing. And even the other Kiwi farmers like hate him and made fun of him for it.
Is it even woke to gatekeep culture?
Yeah, it's I guess what you might call like a parody of being woke. It's like, oh, no cultural appropriation. You can't do anything if you can't do these things if you're white, or whatever. Was it this week that fucking dumpling and noodle book thing happened on Twitter? Did you see that?
That was a little while ago.
Was that?
That
was so annoying. I saw, if you don't know, it was.
Oh yeah, no. There was the rebuttal that looked into the author, and it turns out the lady who was white who made the book about noodles grew up with Asian people and culture.
Yeah, she was like
and
adopted.
So it's like fine, and not even.
I mean, it would have been fine anyway.
Yeah, it's like their argument.
Yeah.
It's just like completely destroyed in every way.
Audience, if you don't know the context, is this woman, this I think she was a Filipina woman, made a tweet that was like, why did a white woman write a book about noodles and dumplings? And it showed like the book, it's called like Dumplings and Noodles, and it was the author, and she's like white and she has like curly red hair. She looked like maybe Irish or something, I don't know. Yeah, so like I don't know, this kind of shit. Like I saw a guy. I don't know his name, but I see him on my timeline. I don't think I follow him. He's like a male OnlyFans model. He's like a male like porn guy, but he's like this buff. I think he's Middle Eastern, and he is like a handsome fucking guy who does gay OnlyFans porn. But he also like. Wait. No, it's not Giga Chad. That guy's not Middle Eastern. I don't think. But he also just makes like good like socialist posts. He just like he just has good politics and posts about them sometimes. And he posted, and he was like, he said like it's only diaspora kids, meaning like kids that were born away from their home, like people that are actually from these places don't care. He was like, it's only diaspora kids that like give a shit about this kind of cultural appropriation. Like he said, my parents find it funny. They find it amusing when like Americans like make Persian food. I think maybe he's Persian or something. And I think that's true. It sounds true to me. I don't know. This is a sentiment that I've seen echoed by other like people that are actually from like a foreign country. When they see like a white person like doing a tea ceremony or making some food, they're like, haha, lol, cute, or whatever. I don't know. This lady, I don't know. She had this like stupid take, and then she complained about it for like, she had like a huge meltdown on Twitter about it for like days because people were calling it stupid. She, said like, oh, all these days I've been getting harassed by Nazis, which Probably some. Yeah, probably some Nazis were in there jumping on this to be racist. And then at the end of it all, she's like, boy, I've been through so much. Here's my Cash App. Fucking tip me. And, like, I'm sure she made, like, a ton of money off of because she was the main character of Twitter for, like, 2 days there. So, I don't know, the whole thing's obnoxious. The whole story is annoying, and I don't like it. And I don't like that kind of, like, ugh, why a white person making noodles? Like, ugh. Okay, I think I've made my point. Next voicemail is called One Cool Dud. 3, 2, 1, go.
Officially induct Cybershell already. That bitch is fucking delightful.
Cybershell is delightful.
Yes. But no ceremonies.
Yeah.
We ran out of confetti. We don't have any more. We can't do it.
Yeah.
And like the dubbing, the new member dubbing sword is like, it's rusty, needs repairing.
Yeah, it needs to be reforged in the fires of Mount Doom.
And it's really far away. It's in like New Zealand. It's like there's COVID, so it's kind of hard to get over to there right now.
Yeah.
Imagine if Frodo could just take a plane.
Why didn't the Balrog just fly the ring to Mordor with its wings?
Why didn't Frodo just fucking throw it?
Do you know about the do Balrogs have wings debate?
No, I have no idea about that.
Well, the Balrog is described in the book. I knew about this already, but Dan Olson just put out a video that is about like an older adaptation of the Lord of the Rings, not the Peter Jackson one. And he mentioned this, so it's fresh in my mind. But there is a the Balrog it's described first as having like darkness spreading out around it like wings, and then later on it says that it says like its wings spread. So it kind of like first implies that it doesn't have wings, but just has like shadows that casts a shadow that looks like wings. But then later on, it does refer to the wings. And there's a great debate in scholarship, and I've seen really compelling arguments on both sides of like why like the Balrog definitely does have wings or definitely doesn't have wings. I watched a video where like a Tolkien expert, some professor somewhere, says that they definitely don't have wings because they are creations of Morgoth, and Morgoth would not like he made the Balrogs to be what they are like deliberately. He crafted them, so why would he give them vestigial wings that don't work? That would be like a waste. But then I saw, and this was Sean, my guy. He tweeted about. He says that he thinks they do have wings. They can't fly, but that they do have wings because Morgoth he made all kinds of creatures. He was doing all kinds of like experiments and making creatures. So it is reasonable to think that, you know, not every creature that he made came out exactly like on purpose. Maybe some of them came out a little weird, and that's like, why not? So like, or Morgoth's not all powerful. So I don't know.
Maybe he had a Red Bull. Haha.
Although I do think that the image of a Balrog having not actual wings, but just like perpetually casting a wing-like shadows around itself, I think that's cooler, honestly.
Isn't the Balrog like in Moria, like trapped down there? Or like it was released? I don't know. But like, it's not supposed to be there normally.
The dwarves unearthed it by digging too deep, I think.
So, alright, does he like being in the ground? Because why would he fly? Where would he fly and why? That's what I want to know. Would he fly up to the surface and go see the birds?
You know, I think that the Balrog was not. Oh god, I don't fucking know what I'm talking about. I could be wrong, but I think he was originally trapped down in the earth. I don't think he was like meant to be down there. He was trapped down there, and then the dwarves unearthed him by digging. I think.
And then he got him
And then he got him. Oh, he got him real good.
And then unrelated, a bunch of goblins and orcs took over because of Sauron or something.
Yes. I think so. Yeah. Anyway, Cybershell's cool. Cybershell can be on whenever. He doesn't have to be. We don't have to throw a fucking party and do the whole thing we did with like Jeff and Mumkey about like, oh, you're an official member now. Like,
yeah,
there's no need for such.
There's no reason for that.
Pleasantries.
They can just, I mean, like Fit MC is on a bunch of episodes. Should we induct him? Like, I don't know. They can just come on the show. They can just be on the show, and it'll be cool.
True. Next one is Son of Marowak. 3, 2, 1, go.
At Otakon, there is an art show that takes place in the Artist Alley where artists can submit unique pieces of art and people can sign up to bid for them on an online auction. So I will submit 20 to 40 pieces of unique hentai that people can sign up and
Wait,
place
this is
bids
the same
on for,
voicemail as
and
last week.
Potentially, if there are enough online bids, it can actually go to a live auction also. So that's what
I feel
that
like
is.
Son of Marowak sent this exact
Apparently
same.
I wasn't clear, so there you go.
No, but why? But why?
It's an auction, and like people buy it. But like, do you, Son of Marowak, draw all the hentai, or do you just have it? Like, why? Who are you to profit off of hentai you collect? I don't get it.
What is the point?
Artists put art into a thing, and it gets auctioned, and then I guess the artists get paid. I don't know.
All I'm getting is that there is an auction. I, Son of Marowak, am submitting pieces into it to be auctioned. What am I supposed to latch onto here? Good luck, I guess.
You're supposed to pog, Ben.
Pog. Okay. Next one is called Optimal Homestuck. 3, 2, 1, go.
Optimal Homestuck experience. Step 1, start Homestuck. Step 2, get sidetracked by Problem Sleuth. Step 3, never look back.
Problem Sleuth is objectively a better story than Homestuck.
It's more nicely connected together, yeah.
Yeah. Man, it gave me false hope. Problem Sleuth's ending is so good and so robustly interconnected that it gave me false hope. It made me think like, well, obviously, Hussey knows what he's doing. Just look at the ending of Homestuck, or the ending of Problem Sleuth. Like, Homestuck is just that, it's just that, but like bigger and more elaborate. So like, just like in Problem Sleuth, the ending of Homestuck, it will all come together, and it will all tie together into a perfect package. And it was just false.
It's the metaphor I would use is that it's the same thing, but due to its size, it can't like hold its own weight under gravity.
Yeah,
it's just too big, and so it collapsed.
I thought like Hussey knows what he's doing. He wouldn't have built the story like this if he couldn't make it all come work in the end. Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't want to get into a whole thing about like what was wrong with the ending of Homestuck, but Problem Sleuth is better. I mean, I would still say finish it. At least finish Act 5.
At least get to Vriska and then understand who I am more.
Yeah, true. Next one is called Why Is No One Talking About This? 3, 2, 1, go.
What's up, everybody? It's Critical. Today we're going to be looking at one of the worst shit stains to ever grace the internet. His name is Ben Saint. He's a comic artist, podcaster, and Reddit-tier fake professor. This man is single-handedly responsible for all of the horrible news surrounding Chris Chan. If you don't know, Chris Chan was recently arrested for raping his elderly mother, an action that was directly influenced by slime and punishment.
In this tweet thread, I will 1 out of 25.
It's cleverly disguised, but it doesn't sound like a human. Is this the robot?
One of the many derangements that I observe in the Kiwi Farms freaks that are like in my Menchies lately is this idea that they on the one hand they must persecute Chris in any way possible, whether that's misgendering her, calling her a rapist, which fair enough, calling her retarded or whatever they want to do. They must persecute Chris to the maximum extent in every possible way. But also, they must implicate me in her crimes and claim that they must guilt me by saying Ben, you're wrong because you did this. You talked to Chris. What they say is you encouraged her delusions. You drove her further and further into her delusions by acknowledging them. And therefore, the fact that this happened, this is partly your fault. It's like you could have stopped this, Ben, if you had just said, wait a minute, Chris, actually, I don't think the cartoon world and the real world are going to merge in a big, Roger Rabbit fucking cosmic calamity. Actually, I don't think that will happen. If you had just said that, she would have snapped out of her thing and she would have been like, wow, I guess I should get a job or something. You helped cause this, Ben, because you didn't do it. I was there. Kiwi Farms fucking self-hating troll, whatever. I was there in the Menchies every time Chris tweeted. I said, Chris, you need a job, you are delusional, you are not a woman, you are a man, and you're retarded. I was there every single time, doing my duty. And if only you, Ben, had joined me in that crusade, it would have been enough. It would have tipped the scales, and everything would have turned out differently. But no, you wouldn't. You said, I want this mom rape to occur. You premeditated it. 10 years ago, you premeditated it all, Ben. Yeah, they...
I mean, where's the lie?
Where's the lie? I don't... That's just... Yeah, it's pretty fucked up when they pull that card. I just don't know where they get the fucking gall to say such a moronic thing. I really don't. Next one is Big Chicken's egg of Tim Rogers is David Foster Wallace. 3, 2, 1, go.
On my way to get my gynecologist to McDonald's, but make Gamers Tavern and Cybershell permanent members of PCP. I enjoyed last week's banter. It was fun. Make every PCP episode 4 hours long. And, we'll just pog.
What? That doesn't have to do anything with Tim Rogers. No, like you said, we have to introduce artificial scarcity. Artificial scarcity. We can't give you too many good episodes, because then you get spoiled. We want it to only be as a treat. Only as a treat.
And then it would gatekeep the rest on pcp.com/the patreon.com.
One of these days,
I am the bonus episodes.
One of these days, I am gonna do what I need to do. It's not solely
today
on
is
me,
one of these days, Ben. One of these days could be today.
One of these days, someone will do the things we need to do to get those 3 new bonus episodes live. They will happen. It can't go on like this. Next one is called Big Chicken's Egg of Curl. 3, 2, 1, go.
However, of course, doing so will cause the finger of the monkey's paw to curl. Monkey Jones will also be returning as a permanent member. And May and Ethan Rothschild will be the cause of Ben's head being crushed by a train.
Ah! Soy! When you... May and Ethan Rothschild is welcome on the
to
PCP.
Be a train conductor.
Anytime. Disgusting. Next voicemail is called Please Don't Play the Last Voicemail. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, I'm really sorry about that last voicemail. I said a lot of racial slurs, probably every single one. Made up a few new ones for Eastern Europeans. Really don't like those guys. Made fun of Chinese people. Then I bent the knee to Chinese people and said Hong Kong and Taiwan are countries. I said Ben's current address live on it, and then I said the address he's going to be moving to next. Just so much bad shit. I'm really sorry. Please don't play that voicemail. Cut it if you did. And if there was an email attached, never play one from that email again. I'm very sorry.
What voicemail, am I right? Don't know what voicemail you could possibly be referring to. Wink.
What is this? Please don't play the last voicemail at cocksock.com. Well, I'll be on the lookout for that one.
We will keep our eyes wide open. Next voicemail is called Boyzerk. 3, 2, 1, go.
I won't take this slander any longer. The Golden Age arc of Berserk is great, but it's the least good part of Berserk.
The least
Everything
good.
after it is way better.
The least
and I'm sick
good.
of people saying that only the Golden Age arc is worth reading, or that you can just stop after that. Nah, it's all way better.
Wow. Least good is quite a claim.
I don't know if I would say... I think it's really good that in that it's like a contained story that could be stopped. But I definitely think there's so much more good stuff later. The Kushan Empire arc with the big crazy guy that turns into a thing. I feel like that's like the highest point of the manga. And even just like Griffith and the Hand and the Tower of, I don't know, religious guys. There's so many good parts. There's no bad part of Berserk. Well, but I can see the argument for that being like the least good because it's the most, I don't know. It's like a setup to something that can be enjoyed by itself.
I mean, I read Golden Age and then I read like a little bit afterwards. I read a bunch. There was like some fairies. I read like some stuff about fairies, and that's all. I didn't get much further. Probably it was a long time ago. It was a girl with like.
You've really got to read at least up to the point where like the party forms.
Yeah.
You gotta learn. You gotta know the characters before you can say. Whoa.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know if I've ever said like. I recommend. Okay, I recommended people just read the Golden Age arc and then decide if you want to keep reading. I didn't say you don't have to keep reading. I said because that's the part I've read, and I said people should read that. And then if they like it, they can continue. I did like it, but for some reason I bounced off it and I never got much further past it. I can't. I never kept going, so I can't have any real opinion about whether it gets better or worse or what. Next one is called Perry, aka at Lex Peridot. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
So I just got done arguing with stupid transphobes about Chris Chan's gender on Twitter on behalf of one Benjamin Saint, and I just wanted to vent about how fucking awful they are. Like, the entire crux of their argument revolves around Chris Chan saying one time that she wanted to be trans to fuck girls or something.
10 years
ago. You
ago.
respond that the reason for someone changing their identity doesn't fucking matter. All that matters is that they identify as that gender. Then they abandon that first argument and pivot to essentially the argument that Chris is too crazy to be trans, which is concerning in and of itself. And then you say, well, people believe in a lot of crazy shit. Does that discredit everything else that they believe about their identity and everything they think? Then they know that they've lost and they just call you a bigot and act like they have the high ground or something, and they just run away, and it's fucking stupid, and it makes me happy dunking on these fucking idiots. Anyway, then I just wanted to thank you for standing up for trans people. I really appreciate it. I've been listening to the podcast since I was a freshman in high school, and I'm a junior in college now. You three, assuming Tom is on today, have always been my favorite members of the podcast, and it's almost exclusively gotten better since everyone has gone, even though everyone seems to think otherwise.
Not everyone.
Have a good fight and have a good, wonderful days. I love all of you. Also, follow me on Twitter sometimes. I make art when I'm not dunking on idiots. Goodbye.
at Lexis LEXSPERIDOT. I assume that's the Twitter handle. Well, I'm glad you appreciate me getting in fights on Twitter. I remember. Yeah, what you said is exactly right. They will make a claim. They will make a claim like Chris said she's faking, and then when you go, that was 10 years ago, and also it's irrelevant that she said that one time. Then they will pivot to Chris is too crazy and doesn't get to decide her own gender. She can't make that claim. She says other crazy things. We shouldn't believe her. And then you go, that doesn't make any sense because that's what being trans is. She identifies as trans. That's the end. And then they will just pivot to a new. They'll just keep pivoting to a new argument every single time, and then they will just circle back around to the beginning, and just make the first argument again. And just say that like you didn't, that you didn't respond to it even when you did.
And the most annoying part of all that is that if you do like hound them to make them acknowledge that they have no argument to this, the main point or something, they'll start saying, "Why do you care so much? Why are you going on about this? You kind of fucked up." They'll just sort of imply that you having the argument is you being insane. Yeah. And that somehow that like discredits you. It's like.
That one particularly angry one yesterday was like convinced that she said that true scum is a slur, and that like by calling her a true scum I am like outing myself as a bigot, because like true scum aren't the bigots. The real bigots are the people that hate true scum, that don't agree with them. And like what do you even say to a person like that? What do you even say? I don't know. Yeah, the pivoting. The pivoting.
Get fucked.
The pivoting. This is a thing I've been complaining about this in my Discord a lot. The Mott and Bailey argument, where you advance two arguments simultaneously, one of which is controversial or hard to defend, and the other of which is basic and easy to defend. You advance them together, or as one argument. Or you advance an argument that could be read as one or the other. And then if someone argues against the more difficult to defend argument that you made, the more controversial argument, you retreat from the Bailey to the Mott, or is it from the Mott to the Bailey? Whatever. And you retreat and you pretend that you were only advancing the basic uncontroversial one. This is I hate this shit. It's so I see it all the time, and it's really transparent, and it's really dishonest. It's really the mark of a person who has a lot of faith that what they're saying is right, and that like their ideology makes sense, wherein like they argue it in a way where like they have to pretend they're not arguing what they actually are trying to argue. It really speaks volumes to their character. Next voicemail is, it's another one from 42069. Oh my god, his mission. His mission updates. 3, 2, 1,
From
go.
Kabul.
From Kabul.
Oh, Kabul.
Mossy Kabul.
This is Snake. The Nate fuckers have captured me. I need help. President Biden isn't going to rescue me. I've tried calling Sarah from Kingdom Hearts, but her phone ran out of battery in the desert. Don't let it end like this, Nate heads. I need your help. Press X on your controller to send me an airstrike. Press X for freedom, press X for victory. Press X for sex. Temper Fidelis to all you Nate heads.
Doing God's work. What's the mission again?
Wait,
to fuck Nate?
The Nate fuckers captured him, so I guess he's against the Nate fuckers.
But
the Nate heads, the ongoing war between the Nate heads and the Nate fuckers.
They're more alike than they know, than they'll admit.
Yeah.
God.
I'm trying to think of a way to say the joke that I have, because like Taliban, Nate fuckers, Nate heads, Nate 11.
That was Al
Doesn't really
Qaeda.
work.
That was Al Qaeda that did the 9/11, not the Taliban.
No, I mean like
silly.
Taliban had Al Qaeda like tucked inside like sneakily. Like that was the
What?
whole reason. The Taliban like looked the other way, didn't they?
Oh, is that right?
And then they allowed Al Qaeda to plan the 9/11. They did the 9/11. And that's why they're
guess
Taliban.
that makes sense. That's why Taliban. Okay, I believe you. That sounds plausible. Semper Fidelis to all our Semper Fidelis to the Nate fuckers. Honestly, I love you for 2069, but I hope you fucking get airstriked by your own airstrike. I'm a Nate fucker through and through. I'm on board. I'm in. I'm down with the struggle. Next,
I'm Nate Gnostic.
Nate Gnostic? Oh, cringe. Cringe. Take a stance. Do you want Nate to be virgin or laid? You can't middle ground this one.
What if you only go half in?
If you do not explicitly
What about just
support
the tip?
Nate fuckers, if you do not explicitly support the Nate fuckers, you are taking a stance that you want Nate to stay unfucked. And that is fucking disgusting, frankly. Next
Nothing could be
voice-
more abhorrent.
Nate, you could say that Nate here abhors a vacuum in his anus? I don't know where I was going with that. He wants something to be in there. Nature, you get it? Nature abhors a vacuum? That's a thing.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
It's getting a little silly now.
No, it's not. No, it's not. Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing silly about the Nate Fucker's quest. Next voicemail is called Road to Radcon 4. Before I play this one, I just want to mention again, that whole thing about the credit card is because the proof of printing of Road to Radcon is made. I was waiting for the credit card so I can pay for it. Tomorrow, Monday, I'm going to the printer and I'm going to hopefully approve the proof and be like, yep, print it. And then they will be printing 150 copies. Oh God, right in time for me to move, I guess. I won't be shipping them until next month, I guess. But they'll be printing me 150 copies and then I will be shipping them out to Kickstarter backers. So looking forward to it, I guess. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey, feel free to skip this if you've already talked about it. But Ben, you apparently finished writing Road to Radcon 4, Chapter 5.
Yep.
So, when will it be released?
There
You're
it
not
is, I just
releasing it
told
only
you.
for the $100 backers, are you? It was a stretch goal of the Kickstarter that you release it. And the previous chapters were released as YouTube videos. I understand if you don't want to make an audiobook of it, but maybe you could just release it in text form somewhere?
Yeah, I will definitely publish maybe on the website, on the PCP website or something. Yeah, I'll definitely post the text version online somewhere. The $100 backers will get. I think on a previous episode or on a stream or something I talked about maybe I should redo like an audiobook version of the full book as a video or something.
Yeah, it's probably on the one before last Heckles for Shekels stream. We talked about that, yeah.
But the $100 plus backers will get the printed like book version, and then but I mean like the cover art and the text will be probably available as like a download on the website or something in PDF form. Okay, next one, I think this is the last voicemail, is called New Theme Song Submission. 3, 2, 1, go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Tommy, no! There you have it, folks. That's a bit. Okay, I guess we're done.
What a bit it is.
What a way to go out. What an end to the voicemails. I don't know.
I'm just gonna refresh. Nope, nothing new.
No, I did. Yeah, I refreshed. There's no new voicemails. Thank God. That one was posted only 3 hours ago. That was posted right when we started recording. So,
wow.
I don't know. I guess that doesn't mean anything or matter in any way. Okay, I guess fucking become a patron. Patreon.com/Pro Crastinators for when I eventually get those fucking bonus episodes up. And also for all the old bonus episodes. And also for access for the PCP Minecraft server. Fucking, if you didn't catch the last Shekels for Heckles, I went on a tour and I didn't complete the quest, but I did a lot of the exploring the Rowdy Roughhouse in the scale model of RFCK, Endless War, Los Angeles City. Currently still in production by Marin Pan, but the construction there is going. It's massive. It's massive in scale. It's highly impressive, and
you should also check out the Big Booby Bodega and the Mummy Milker Market. Those
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Yeah, I missed doing the Minecraft Shekels for Heckles streams. The Minecraft server is a really good time, and that Priory is getting pretty
built.
What was the thing you said you wanted to maybe start working on after the Priory was done?
Oh, I was thinking like the Bale Jape Ostrich Cathedral.
Yeah, I love that idea so much. That's so cool. That's good.
It would take a lot of planning to like figure out because it actually has no sense
no
at
like
all.
There's no like floor plan that you like came up with.
It's just like hodgepodge. I mean, I have that map that I made to make sense of where everybody was during the events where like the cannon was falling down. There's locations to build, but like how they connect, I have no idea.
That's very funny. I would like to see that. Okay, and yeah, be a patron and PCP speakpipe.com/PCP voicemail if you want to leave a voicemail. Don't make it suck, please. Anything else?
Nope. Nothing.
Okay. Have a great week, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Pro Crastinators podcast. We will see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.